Hello, everybody. I am Yemi. Welcome to italki's live sessions to teach you English, Chinese, Japanese, and French. Okay. So today was supposed to be the last day of our classes, but again, because you guys rock, we're extending until next week, until the end of April, next Thursday. Okay, April 30th. We will continue our live classes until next Thursday, April 30th. Okay, so I look forward to seeing you again next week. All right, today we are studying English and we are looking at social issues. Okay, please start us off by putting your name and your country in the comments. I hope I can see some familiar faces again today. Okay, sorry. So, we did social issues. We did 2 classes on social issues before, and we looked at economics and we looked at arts. Yesterday, we looked at arts. Today, we are going to be looking at politics and law. Okay, so I'm going to share a screen with you. Again, please feel free to put your name and your country in the comments. Okay, put your name and the country in the comments. Hello, Marina. Nice to see you again. You're from Luxembourg. And Ekaterina, again, nice to see you from the Ukraine. Okay, nice to see you guys again. Hi, Angel, again from Barcelona, and Daniele from Italy. Maybe my first time meeting you, Daniele. Ciao, how are you? Okay. So, like I said, we're talking about social issues. And just as a preface, we talked about this yesterday and the time before that. Social issues, we need them because of tests, the Sefer scale, the higher level, C1, C2, maybe sometimes B2. You have to talk about your opinion about a social issue, okay? Maybe something political, maybe something in the arts, maybe something economical. We need to talk about them on tests. You might also need them for business when you talk to foreign clients or foreign other business people. You might need to talk about the social climate in your country. You might need to talk about recent social issues that have been in the news. And when you talk about social issues with your friends, okay, if you have English speaking friends, you may have to talk about topical things. Topical things are things that are in the news recently. Okay, for example, right now with the virus going on, we have a lot of talk about economics in the news. Okay, so you might have to have that sort of discussion with your friends. Okay, so how we do this class, if you're new to the social issues class with me, is that I read a listening passage and you think about some questions related to this listening passage. Then we look at the listening passage together, we read through it, and then check any vocabulary. And then we discuss some questions about the passage and about the topic. Okay, so today's topics are politics and law. Okay, politics and law. Let's see. Hello, Jack. How are you? Jack from Poland, right? And Sabina. Yes, today is English. Okay, today is English. So no Spanish. I don't think we actually have Spanish lessons. There are some Chinese and there's some French and there is Japanese. I also do Japanese as well as at school. Ben Fang does Chinese, and Miriam and Geoffrey do French. But I don't think we have any Spanish lessons. Sorry, Sabina. Hello, Sergio. Hello, Roberta. Maybe my first time meeting you from Italy. And Sarah from Spain. Alessandro, hello again. Okay, so let's get started with our listening. We're going to listen to a passage about South Africa. Okay. I want you to try to catch who is the head of state in South Africa. How many members are in the upper and lower houses? Okay, they have an upper house and a lower house. How many people in each? And what are the names of the 3 capitals? South Africa has 3 capitals. Try to catch what their names are. Okay, are you ready? Let's listen. South Africa is a parliamentary republic. Although, unlike most such republics, the president is both head of state and head of government. The executive, legislature, and judiciary are all subject to the supremacy of the Constitution, and the superior courts have the power to strike down executive actions and acts of parliament if they are unconstitutional. The National Assembly, the lower house of parliament, consists of 400 members and is elected every 5 years. The National Council of Provinces, the upper house, consists of 90 members, with each of the 9 provincial legislatures electing 10 members. South Africa has no legally defined capital city. The country's 3 branches of government are split over different cities. Cape Town, as the seat of parliament, is the legislative capital. Pretoria, as the seat of the president and cabinet, is the administrative capital. And Bloemfontein, as the seat of the Supreme Court of Appeal, is the judicial capital, while the Constitutional Court of South Africa sits in Johannesburg. Most foreign embassies are located in Pretoria. Okay, so were you able to catch the answers to these questions? Who is the head of state in South Africa? How many members are there in the 2 houses in South Africa? And what are the names of the 3 capitals in South Africa? Okay, so let's see how people did with those 3 questions. Hi, Roman from Czech Republic. Nice to see you. Jack says the head of state in South Africa is the president. Yes. Okay. And Barbara says 2 is 400 members. Okay. So we'll look at that in a second. It's a little bit more complex than that. Okay. So we'll look at that in a second. Okay, yes, Katerina has got it. 2 is 400 members and upper has 90. So it's 490 in total. 2 houses, 490 in total. Okay. And Cape Town and Pretoria are 2 of the capitals. Okay. Anyone able to catch that 3rd capital? Don't worry so much about spelling, because the spelling, I think, is taken from Dutch. It doesn't look English to me. Johannesburg. I'm Roberta says Johannesburg. Well, Johannesburg was mentioned, but it's not one of the 3 capitals. Okay. And Marina says, yes, the president is head of state and head of government. Okay. Yes, the 3rd is hard to catch. So let's look at the passage. Oh, Daniela got it. Pretoria, Cape Town, and Bloemfontein. Okay. So let's look at the passage. Okay. Topic 3, politics. Today's article is actually taken from Wikipedia, regular Wikipedia. So up until now, we have been looking at simple English Wikipedia, which meant it was written more simply. This is from regular Wikipedia. So you are listening and reading to the content, the same content as a native speaker today. Okay. And I took it from regular Wikipedia because the Easy Wikipedia did not have long articles about legal issues. Okay, so all of our things today are coming from regular Wikipedia. So you can listen and speak and read like a native. Good job. Okay, here is our passage. South Africa is a parliamentary republic. Although, unlike most such republics, the president is both head of state and head of government. The executive, legislature, and judiciary are all subject to the supremacy of the Constitution, and the superior courts have the power to strike down executive actions and acts of parliament if they are unconstitutional. The National Assembly, the lower house of parliament, consists of 400 members and is elected every 5 years. The National Council of Provinces, the upper house, consists of 90 members, with each of the 9 provincial legislatures electing 10 members. South Africa has no legally defined capital city. The country's 3 branches of government are split over different cities. Cape Town, as the seat of parliament, is the legislative capital. Pretoria, as the seat of the president and cabinet, is the administrative capital. And Bloemfontein is the seat of the Supreme Court of Appeal, is the judicial capital, while the Constitutional Court of South Africa sits in Johannesburg. Most foreign embassies are located in Pretoria. Okay, so please make a note of any difficult words. I'm going to go over the vocabulary I selected, but okay, Alessandra says, what means split over? Okay, what does split over mean? Split over right here. Okay, so split over 3 different cities just means that we have taken the power. Okay, for example, in America's case, the legislature, the president, and the Supreme Court are all in Washington. In South Africa's case, that is not true. We have taken the legislature and put them in Cape Town. We've taken the president and the cabinet and put them in Pretoria. And we've taken the Supreme Court of Appeal and put them in Bloemfontein. So it's split, okay, between among 3 different cities. Okay, so that's what it means. Split over, same as split among, split between. Okay, we've broken it into pieces and put it in different places. Okay, judiciary and Supreme Courts. We're going to get into that. Let's check our vocabulary. Okay, let me add constitution and unconstitutional because I did not write those before, but constitution and unconstitutional. Okay, so Constitution is the basic set of rules for your country. Okay, what am I doing wrong here? Unconstitutional. Okay, it's a basic set of rules for your country. The rights that your country is based upon, the things that can happen and can't happen in your country. It's the base, the foundation for all other laws, okay? And maybe for the spirit of your country as well, okay? Unconstitutional means if you make a new law or you make a new thing and the Constitution says something different, okay, this can't happen, then it's unconstitutional, okay? That will make it unconstitutional. Let's see. Daniela, is South Africa a federal or unitary republic? It says parliamentary republic. Parliamentary republic right here. I don't know any more than that. Okay. Yeah, so parliament is the system, the British type system of government with the upper and lower house type is parliament. Okay. And a republic is a type of government system, okay, where you've kind of crossed out your ties with other countries because, for example, Barbados is not a republic. We still recognize the Queen, so we are still in the Commonwealth, okay? It's one type of system of government, is the republic. Supreme Court. So Ekaterina asked about the Supreme Court. The supreme just means the very top. Okay, so Supreme Court is the top court in the country. Okay, when you have a problem, you go to a regular court, then you might go to a high court, appeal court if you don't get what you want. And the highest court you can take a case to is the Supreme Court. So if you win or lose at the Supreme Court, that is the end of that case. Okay, it's the highest court in the country. Appeal means, in this case, to ask for a different decision. Okay, you went to the court once, the court said, no, you are wrong, or something. And you go to a higher court and say, no, I am right, please listen to me. Okay, that's an appeal. Okay, to tell your case again to a higher court. Okay, and also the executive, judiciary, and legislative. Okay, we looked at executive yesterday with executive producer. This time it's a different executive. Okay, executive comes from the word execute. Okay, you might know execute from kill, but this is not kill. Execute simply means do. Okay, so these are the people who do things, okay? They carry out things. So the legislative branch makes the laws, okay? They make the laws. They think of new laws, they make the laws. The executive branch then carries out these laws, okay? How to carry out these laws. And the judiciary makes decisions about these laws, the courts. Okay, someone does something, another person says this is wrong, they argue, the judiciary overlooks that. Okay, so legislative makes the laws, executive carries out the laws. Okay, and the judiciary then makes decisions about how those laws are working. Okay, two people have an argument. Okay. Barbara, is Barbados a protectorate, or you share the Queen with the UK? Okay, so Barbados is in the Commonwealth. So same system as Australia and Canada. Okay, we recognize the Queen as kind of a figurehead almost. So we don't, it's not that the Queen gives us orders or anything, same as Australia, same as Canada. It's just that we still recognize ties to the Queen, as opposed to, for example, America, which is a republic and has cut those ties. Okay, so there's former British colonies, there are republics, and the other countries are part of the Commonwealth, the British Commonwealth. Okay. Capital, you probably know, is the major city in a country, and it's usually defined legally. Okay, legally defined major city. So sometimes, because the capital is a legal context, okay, sometimes the biggest city is not the capital, and sometimes the most important city is not the capital. So if you look at Canada, most people think Toronto. Toronto is not the capital of Canada. Okay, it just happens to be the biggest commercial city. Same with Australia. People think Sydney. Sydney is not the capital of Australia, just where most of the commerce happens. Okay, the capital is a legal idea. Seat. So we saw seat in this passage with Cape Town is the seat of Parliament, and Pretoria is the seat of the president, and Bloemfontein is the seat of the Supreme Court. Okay, so seat, as you know, just means where you sit, like a chair, but in this case, it means where something is located. Okay, we could say, for example, in Australia's case, the capital of Australia is Canberra, but the true seat of commerce is Sydney. Okay, so let's see. Thank you, Chitulio. Very nice, very nice. Okay. Oh, Daniela, you found it? It's a unitary republic. Good, because I do not actually know that much about politics. Okay. Okay. I'm doing this for you guys. I research all of this to do for you guys because I don't really know so much about politics. And the cabinet. I think cabinet is our last word. Yes. Maybe. Yes. Cabinet. So, a cabinet is the group of people usually chosen out of the two houses. So we have on the British system, we have a lower house and an upper house. Uh, the government is made up of a cabinet. And these people will either be called ministers, usually ministers, or in America's case, they call them secretaries. Okay. I'm not sure of many other countries, but in Barbados, and that when we translate from English into English in Japan, we use ministers. In America, they use the word secretary. So the minister of health, the minister of transportation, all of them together with the president, they make up the cabinet. Okay. All right. So, any more questions about vocabulary? Is this okay? Talking about politics. Okay, I think it's okay. Thank you, Angel, as well. All right, so let's get to our discussion. Tell me about your country's capital. Okay, so in South Africa's case, there's three different capitals. I mentioned that in Australia, you have a capital and then you have a commercial area. Same with Canada, same with the US. In your capital, how centralized is politics, business, and law in your country? Are they all done mostly in the capital? Are there several centers of commerce or business in your country? Okay. Is all the law done in the capital? Is the law done somewhere else? Okay. Is the center of politics in the capital? Tell me about your country. And how is your parliament or the equivalent made up? So in Barbados, we have an upper house and a lower house too, the House of Assembly and the Senate. And the House of Assembly are elected by the people, and the Senate are chosen by the Governor General, the Prime Minister, various people, okay? So some people have the right to choose people and put them in the Senate, which is the upper house. Okay, so how is your parliament or the equivalent made up? Okay, and in your country, is it important for the executive, legislative, and judicial branches to be different? I think in Barbados, I think most countries, the judicial branch is completely separate. The court is completely separate from the prime minister or the president. Okay, but sometimes the executive and legislative are quite mixed together so that the president or prime minister can also make laws or push laws. The president or prime minister also is a part of the houses, whether that be Congress or Senate or whatever you call your houses. So the executive and the legislative often tie together. I think in Barbados they tie together, but the judicial is separate. So let me know about your country. Let me know about your country. Oh, Marina says the capital of Luxembourg is Luxembourg City. Okay, yes. Yes. So for Japan, I live in Japan now, and the capital, we are very, very centralized in Japan. We're very centralized in Japan. So everything happens in Tokyo. And even businesses, if you have a major business, you want your business headquarters in Tokyo. Okay, so everything happens in Tokyo. I once read that 10% of the country's population lives in the Grand Tokyo area. So Tokyo and maybe 2 or 3 prefectures around it have about maybe 1% of the land in Japan, but 10% of the people. Okay, so our country here is very centralized. Barbara says the capital of Spain is Madrid, and we have regions that have power in some topics like education or health. Yeah, so I think for a big country, being really centralized is not so easy. Okay. Getulio says, I'm from Brazil. So politics happen in a city called Brasilia, which is the federal district. Our system is democratic, run by a president and a Congress. Okay, yes. I think Brazil is also one of those places where there's a difference between the political center and, from like in my mind, the commercial center is Rio. So maybe there's a bit of a difference between commerce, business, and politics and law in Brazil as well. Jack says the capital of Poland is Warsaw. Okay. And, ooh, I have no idea how to pronounce this. Ekaterina, is it Kuviv or Kiev or, sorry, Kiev, Kiev. Okay, I know that. Kiev is the capital of Ukraine, and it's a parliamentary presidential republic. Okay. Verkhovna Rada of Ukraine and president office are in Kiev. Okay. Okay, good job. Good job. Angel says his country is centralized, but every region has some powers. Yes, so same idea as Barbara. You're both Spanish, so same ideas. Delegated to each region. Some regions have powers. So each region is able to manage some of their things. Okay. Sounds like the US, but on a smaller scale, because the US, if you look at the US legally, it's like a group of countries, less like one country and like a group of countries, like the UK. Okay. Because the states have a lot more power than in most countries. Okay. For example, here in Japan, if you have a driver's license from another country, you can sometimes switch over your driver's license without taking a test. But Americans can't do that because every state has a different driver's license procedure. Okay, so when you have an American driver's license, no one knows what it means. What was your test? What did you have to do? Okay, because the states have so many powers, everything is different in each state. Okay. Daniele says Italy's capital is Rome, and Italy is a unitary parliamentary constitutional republic. They have the upper house, the Senate of the Republic, and the lower house, the Chamber of Deputies. The head of state in Italy is the president. Okay. Yes. Poland is a democratic republic, according to Jack, and there is a president and parliament in Poland. Yes. So both Japan and Barbados are democratic, but not republics. We have Barbados, we have a prime minister and a governor general who represents the queen. Okay. The governor general and the queen are both quite ceremonial posts. They don't make any major decisions per se, no major political decisions. So quite ceremonial posts. I think even in the UK, the Queen, the monarchy right now is more ceremonial than making day-to-day decisions of the running of the country. Okay, and Japan is quite the same. We have a prime minister and the emperor. So the emperor would be like the governor general or like the queen. Okay, not so much involved in day-to-day politics. Okay, all right. So, any ideas on the separation of executive, legislative, and judicial before we move on? Maybe not. This is, I think, tough. So unless you're really into politics, you may not know so much about this separation of executive, legislative, and judicial branches. Okay. I think we are going to move on then. Okay, Jack says the Polish parliament has an upper and lower house too. Yes. And we're going to go into our second listening. So we're going to, this listening maybe has some rare words. We're only going to have one question. What are the two systems of government mentioned? Okay, so try to catch the two systems of government that I mentioned. The word theocracy originates from the Greek theokratia, meaning the rule of God. This in turn derives from theos, meaning God, and kratia, meaning to rule. Thus, the meaning of the word in Greek is rule by God, or human incarnations of gods. In some religions, the ruler, usually a king, was regarded as the chosen favorite of God or gods and could not be questioned, sometimes even being the descendant of or a god in their own right. Today, there's also a form of government where clerics have the power and the supreme leader cannot be questioned in action. Taken literally, theocracy means rule by God or gods and refers primarily to an internal rule of the heart, especially in its biblical application. The common generic use of the term, as used above, in terms of rule by a church or analogous religious leadership, would be more accurately described as an ecclesiocracy. In a pure theocracy, the civil leader is believed to have a personal connection with the civilization's religion or belief. For example, Moses led the Israelites and Muhammad led the early Muslims. There is a fine line between the tendency of appointing religious characters to run the state and having a religious based government. Okay, so this was tougher. I assume most people will probably get one of these two systems of government, maybe not both. Okay, so any ideas? Let me check what was going on in the comments. Ekaterina says the cabinet and ministers in Ukraine are executive, cabinet of ministers and prime minister, president. So, what two systems of government did we mention? Maybe you caught one. They're not very common these days, so you don't hear so much about them now. What systems? Theocracy. Alessandra says theocracy ruled by God. Yes, ruled by God. Okay, so the other one is probably hard to catch. Let's look at the passage and see. Okay, so the word theocracy comes from the Greek theokratia, meaning rule of God. This in turn derives from theos, meaning God, and krateo, meaning rule. Thus, the meaning of the word in Greek was rule by God or gods, or human incarnation of gods. In some religions, the ruler, usually a king, was regarded as the chosen favorite of God or gods, and this could not be questioned, sometimes even being the descendant of or a god in their own right. Today, there's also a form of government where clerics have the power and the supreme leader cannot be questioned in action. Taken literally, theocracy means rule by God or gods and refers primarily to an internal rule of the heart, especially in its biblical application. The common generic use of the term, as defined above, in terms of rule by a church or analogous religious leadership, would be more accurately described as ecclesiocracy. Okay, so this is the other type. Ecclesiocracy. Yes, Jack. Theocracy is a system of government that rules in the name of God. Yes. And Federica, thank you for yesterday. You told me about Rafael and Mia, and I've been listening all day. I'm so happy. Rafael canta casa mia. So I'm very happy. Thank you, Federica. Liliana, theocracy and ecclesiocracy. Yes, good job. In a pure theocracy, the civil leader is believed to have a personal connection with the civilization's religion or belief. For example, Moses in Christianity led the Israelites, and Muhammad led the early Muslims. There is a fine line between the tendency of appointing religious characters to run the state and having a religious-based government. Okay, so please check for difficult words. We're going to look at some words I've chosen, but if you have other words you want to check, please check. Okay, let me add analogous, because I did not write analogous, and that is a tough word. Okay, so my first word is oligarchy. Okay, and we did oli as a prefix yesterday. Do you remember? We looked at, I think it is originally oligarchy or something, but when this comes, we had monopoly and oligopoly in our economics lesson. Do you remember what this means? So you tell me what you think oligarchy means, okay? Oligarchy. What does that mean? Do you remember what this prefix means? Try to guess. Okay, so let's look at the other words. Analogous. Analogous. Am I spelling this wrong? It doesn't like it. Analogous is analogous. Yep, that should be right. Analogous means like something. Okay, so analogy means something like something. Analogous. So they say the church or analogous organizations, church or another organization like the church. Okay, analogous. So theocracy is ruled by God. Ecclesiocracy is ruled by a church. Okay, slight difference. So in a theocracy, we think the person ruling can talk to God. Okay, God is telling this person, do this. Ecclesiocracy is just the church is running it. It doesn't necessarily mean that God said to do this. Okay. Aristocracy. Aristocracy is where the aristocrats, okay, so like maybe old England, old Spain, old Italy, you had the queen or king, and then you had like the top people, the knights and the dukes and the duchesses. Those people are the aristocrats. So if the aristocrats are in charge of the government, that's an aristocracy. Oof. Monarchy is where you have a king or a queen, okay, in charge of the system. Fascism is like a dictator. You have one person, one strong leader that is in charge. And democracy is kind of the opposite of an oligarchy. So let's see what you thought. Yes, Federica. Oligarchy is government by a few people. So remember, monopoly was one company being in charge of an industry. Oligarchy was 2 or 3 or 4 companies. Usually, like the cell phone companies are only 2 or 3 or 4. They're not 20 cell phone companies to choose from in most countries. Okay. Yes. So Daniele also says oligarchy is ruled by a small number of people. You guys are amazing. Yes. So Getulio says that Moses in Christianity led the Israelites. Moses became an icon for Judaism. Yes, so he is pre-Christianity. So he's in both Judaism and Christianity. Yeah. Daniele says Italy used to have several small kingdoms and dukedoms in the 1700s to 1800s. Yes, so I remember because I studied Italian, Italy is one of the last countries in Europe to become a country. Maybe Spain was like in the 1500s or something, and Italy is quite late, maybe 100 and something years. So it's quite like a aristocracy, maybe aristocracy in Italy. Socialism. Okay, socialism is kind of ideas based around the rights of the people. Okay, all of the government is based around the rights of the people. Communism, the government rules everything fairly strictly, but the idea is that everyone is equal as well. Okay, so there's the difference between these two is really in the implementation. How are they done? And for some reason, I really love democracy and have written it twice. We don't need it twice. Okay. Any other words that you needed defined? Alessandra said, what is lead? Where is lead? Let me check Where is led? It's probably the past tense of lead. Yes, Muhammad led the early Muslims and Moses led the Israelites. So it's a past tense of lead. Okay, Moses at the front, Israelites behind. Let's go. Muhammad at the front, Muslims behind. Let's go. Okay, lead, follow. And the past tense is led. Okay, and let's see. You're welcome. Thank you. Honestly, thank you, Federica. um, let's see. And anything else? Okay. So I think these words are all okay. So, what system of government is used in your country? Is it a democracy? I think most of us are democracies now. I don't think anyone has an aristocracy. How about historically? Okay. So, which system is used now in your country? And what system was used historically? So, Daniele has already told us there were several small kingdoms in Italy. So, they would have been monarchies or maybe aristocracies in Italy. Okay. Historically. So Barbados, we were colonized for a period by England, so we would have been a monarchy at one point. Now we are a democracy. Okay, and also you can choose any of these systems: communism, socialism, democracy, fascism, monarchy, aristocracy, ecclesiocracy, theocracy. Okay, and tell me one pro and one con, one thing that is good, one thing that is bad. You think about any of these systems, okay? For example, let me do democracy. I think for democracy, the good thing is that everybody has a voice, okay? As we saw earlier in the article, the crasi means, okay, this crasi comes from kratio, meaning to rule. And so we get democracy, rule by the people. Okay, people is demo. But so everyone gets a chance to say something. It's good. That's a good thing about democracy. But it also means that people who have strange ideas, people who don't research well, people who don't really care, they all have the same rights as someone who really checks each candidate for president or prime minister, someone who understands, researches all of the things. So it means that people can, sometimes the people can make silly choices, okay? Which is something that wouldn't happen, for example, in communism. Okay, if you have silly people, they don't have a choice. So that's a downside of democracy. Okay, everybody has a voice, but it also means that people who haven't done their research can make a silly choice. Okay, so what system of government is used in your country now? What system was used historically? And choose any of these systems and highlight a pro and a con. Okay. So Ekaterina says, now in Ukraine, it's a democracy, but many years ago we had communism. Okay. Alessandra says, in Italy, it's a democracy. Marina says, Luxembourg is a parliamentary democracy in the form of a constitutional monarchy. So I think the constitutional monarchy is similar to what UK has. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let's see. Eduardo says, hi, Eduardo. I love democracy also, even if sometimes it doesn't work perfectly. It's the best system we have so far. Yeah, so I like democracy too. But like I said, sometimes some people make strange choices. Jack says, we had 50 years of communism in Poland after World War II, unfortunately. Getulio says, I still wonder why only 2 people pushed the like button for this video. Thank you. You're so nice. Thank you. Angel says, in Spain, we have a parliamentary monarchy. Yes. So I think these are quite common in Europe: parliamentary monarchy, constitutional monarchy. Okay. So like a democracy mixed with a monarchy. Daniele says nowadays Italy is a democratic republic, but we once had a fascist dictatorship under Benito Mussolini. Yes, true. And Eduardo says Spain has been almost always a monarchy, but nowadays we have a parliamentary monarchy in a social and democratic estate ruled by the law. Mhm. And Daniele says we still have some communist parties in Italy. Yes, so I think some, yeah, they're quite common even in democratic countries, communist parties. Okay, I think we have here in Japan too. We don't have in Barbados, but I think we have here in Japan too. So tell me about pros and cons of these systems, okay? Eduardo says he thinks democracy is the best. You don't have to think which one is the best, but tell me about a pro and a con. What's good about one of these systems? What's bad? Theocracy, ecclesiocracy, aristocracy, monarchy, fascism, democracy, socialism, communism. Give me a pro and a con for something. What do you think? What's a good thing? What's a bad thing about these systems? What's a good thing? What's a bad thing? Any idea? Okay, any idea what is a good thing and what is a bad thing about these systems? Okay? Any idea? What do you think? Okay. Any ideas for this? Okay, I think that one has you guys stumped. It's difficult. Oh, Daniela says, I hate theocracy. Oh, I wonder why you hate theocracy. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't experienced, I think theocracy is not common now, but there are some countries where there is a king and the king is an absolute ruler and the king is a god kind of thing. Um, Maybe Thailand is a theocracy, I'm not sure. And maybe it's connected to the religion. Okay. I'm not sure if Thailand is theocracy or just absolute monarchy, but maybe. Okay. So that kind of idea still exists in some places, but I don't know so much about it. Okay. Let's see. Angel says, I don't agree with monarchy because I think it's an old system without sense and don't understand why it continues nowadays. Okay. Yeah. So, when monarchy started out, it's because the people fought and they claimed the crown and then they were in charge. But now I think since we don't have wars or anything, it's just your great grandfather won a war 500 years ago. So yeah, it is a little strange for this day and age. I think that's why most monarchies now are also backed by some form of democracy. Okay, let's see if we can get one more passage in. So, this listening, we're going to be talking about indigenous peoples. Okay, who are the indigenous people? And what two concerns are mentioned in this passage that indigenous rights are linked to? Who are these indigenous peoples? And so, what counts as indigenous people? What is defined as indigenous peoples? Okay. And what two concerns are indigenous rights linked to? What two concerns are indigenous rights linked to? Let's listen to a passage about indigenous peoples. Indigenous rights belong to those who, being indigenous peoples, are defined by being the original people of a land that has been conquered and colonized by outsiders. Exactly who is a part of the indigenous peoples is disputed, but can broadly be understood in relation to colonialism. When we speak of indigenous peoples, we speak of those pre colonial societies that face a specific threat from this phenomenon of occupation and the relation that these societies have with the colonial powers. The issue of indigenous rights is also associated with other levels of human struggle. Due to their close relationship between indigenous peoples' cultural and economic situations and their environmental settings, indigenous rights issues are linked with concerns over environmental change and sustainable development. According to scientists and organizations like the Rainforest Foundation, the struggle for indigenous peoples is essential for solving the problem of reducing carbon emission and approaching the threat on both cultural and biological diversity in general. Okay, so let's look at indigenous peoples. Were you able to catch what is the general idea behind defining indigenous peoples, and what two concerns are indigenous rights linked to? Okay, so Mike, people who live in places where they define theirs from the laws. Okay, Ekaterina, indigenous people are the original people on a land. Alessandra, original people of a land colonized by others. Okay, let's see. So we have some answers from the last question as well. Daniele says, because he's agnostic and theocracy cannot force me to do something he doesn't agree. So, yes, if you live in a religious country, but you're not religious, it's quite difficult. Barbara says, this, in Spain, the dictator Franco always said that he was a leader by the grace of God. Yes, so some people, I think theocracy can lead to some delusions, people thinking they are not humans like everybody else. So, yes, theocracy is quite difficult. And Daniela says, I'm very critical about religion. Okay. Eduardo says, every system that doesn't rely on people's choice is no good. So only things with democracy, when people can choose, are good for Eduardo. Jack says, democracy is not perfect, but it still remains as the best. And also agrees with Daniele. Okay. So, yes. Let's see. So we've got that the indigenous people are the original people on a land. Let's look at the passage. Okay, we didn't catch what two concerns the rights are linked to, but let's look at the passage. So indigenous rights belong to those who, being indigenous peoples, are defined by the original people, by being the original people of a land that has been conquered and colonized by outsiders. Exactly who is a part of the indigenous peoples is disputed, but can broadly be understood in relation to colonialism. When we speak of indigenous peoples, we speak of those pre-colonial societies that face a specific threat from this phenomenon of occupation and the relation that these societies have with the colonial powers. The issue of indigenous rights is also associated with other levels of human struggle. Due to their close relationship between indigenous peoples' cultural and economic situations and their environmental settings, indigenous rights issues are linked with concerns over environmental change and sustainable development. According to scientists and organizations like the Rainforest Foundation, the struggle for indigenous peoples is essentially for solving the problem of reducing carbon emission and approaching the threat on both cultural and biological diversity in general. So, please read through, see if you have any difficult words, okay? Any difficult words. I will show some vocabulary that I chose that you might have some difficulty with. Let's check the vocabulary, okay? So we have right, okay? And we often see this word in the plural, so we can say rights as well, okay? A right is some power that a person should have, okay? It is my right to do this. I have this power. It is okay for me to do this. I can do this. No one can stop me from doing this, okay? A civil right and a human right. So what I want you to do, tell me the difference between a civil right and a human right, okay? And then we will check. Do you know the difference between a civil right and a human right, okay? Indigenous, we mentioned indigenous is native to a place, okay? So indigenous peoples are people who are native to that place. We also have indigenous plants, okay, or fruits. Fruits that grow in that place were first made in that place, okay? Grapefruit is indigenous to Barbados. It's not a natural fruit, but we first grafted it in Barbados. So it's from Barbados, okay? Colonize, spelt with a Z for American, spelt with an S for British and many other places, and colonialism. It means to go to a different place and take over the land, okay, and make a country there, okay. That is colonize. Oof, colonize. I can't do English today. And colonialism is that system, okay. Peoples. So, what is peoples? When we see an S on people, what does that mean? Okay, usually people is already plural. Usually, people is the plural of one person, many people. Okay, when we see peoples, okay, this is when we think of people as one society. So, the Aztec people, the Inca people, the Navajo people. Okay, and then when we add all of those people together, it becomes peoples. Okay, so peoples means we originally are talking about civilizations. Okay, not just a group of persons, individual civilizations like the Aztecs, the Incas, the Mayans, okay, the Moors, whatever. Occupation. So usually you might think occupation means job. In the case of colonization, occupation means to go to a land and take it over. But unlike colonization is you form a country. Occupation, you don't form a country. It's often shorter. You might leave. Okay. For example, Italy occupied Ethiopia for a while. Okay. And they didn't make a country, they left. Okay. Same in World War II. I think many countries occupied other countries. Okay. So some people from Germany were occupying Netherlands or something like that. They didn't make a different country. They were just there. They took over for a while and then they left. So that's occupation. Okay. And then environmental, things to do with the environment, the natural environment. Sustainable development means developing in a way that we're not hurting ourselves. Okay. For example, it's a balance between the economy and everything else. If we cut down all the trees, we can make money. But tomorrow, all of the soil will wash away, the earth will not be good. Okay. Diversity means having a range of different things. Carbon emission. Okay, this is to do with machines. When you use a car, it gives off carbon, okay, which is bad. All right, so we have about 4 minutes. Let's try to get through some discussion questions. What are your thoughts on the rights of minorities? So, indigenous people, religious minorities, Black people, Asian people. What are your thoughts on the rights of minorities? I put minorities in commas because minority literally means small group, but sometimes the minority is a bigger group than the majority. So that's why it's in brackets, not brackets, quotation marks. What rights are inalienable human rights? Inalienable means cannot be taken away. Okay. And what is necessary for sustainable development? What do we have to do to make sure we're developing in a way that doesn't hurt us, that we can keep doing? Okay. Let me move back. While you think about those, let me move back to the difference between civil rights and human rights. Did you get this? Let's see. Civil rights and human rights. It was difficult. So civil rights are the rights of citizens to freedom and equality. Yes, Jack. So civil rights are tied to your citizenship. So the civil rights in Spain, a Spanish person in Spain has different civil rights than a Colombian in Colombia or an Italian in Italy. Okay, the civil rights are rights given to you because you're a citizen of a country. A human right is a right that every human has everywhere. Okay? So, right to clean water, that is a human right. Every human on the planet has this right. So, any thoughts? We have about 2 minutes. Any thoughts about rights of minorities? What rights are inalienable human rights? What rights are absolute? Every human has these rights, no matter what. And what do you think is necessary for sustainable development? Frederica says, for example, a civil right might be the right to vote. Yes, and human right might be the right for freedom. Yes, so everyone everywhere has the right to freedom. Yes, rights of minorities should be respected, Jack says. Okay. Yes, so Daniele says that Italy occupied Ethiopia, Libya, Somalia during fascism. Yes. So they didn't make a new country and they left eventually. That's occupation, okay, not colonization. Any more ideas about the rights of minorities, inalienable human rights, and what is necessary for sustainable development? Any ideas? Let's see. We should encourage, Daniele says, we should encourage minorities to use their languages and teach some of their cultures without dominance over them and us. Yes, so this is a problem with some minority sects in other countries. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing here. Some minority sects in other countries, they have some problems because they come and the kids are teased for their different language or their different looks or something, and they stop speaking their language. So some languages are disappearing. For example, in China, there are many dialects, not just Mandarin, but maybe some of the smaller dialects are disappearing because people want to all speak standard Mandarin. Okay, they don't want an accent. Okay, so we have just about reached the end of our time today. Let me get this last comment in from Barbara. Regrettably, the globalized capitalism don't respect the rights of minorities or neither of the majority. Yes, so capitalism doesn't respect the rights of people. Very good. Very interesting. Okay, very good job today. Like I said, today was supposed to be our last day, but we're extending into next week until the 30th of April. So I will see you guys at some point next week. You have been awesome. As always, thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining us to talk about social issues. I hope I can see you again next week. All right, see you. Ta-ta for now.
Contra las personas nativas dispuestas a ayudarte a practicar el idioma que desees aprender. Los usuarios con tiempo libre se mostrarán disponibles para recibir llamadas y de esta forma ganarán recompensas ayudando a otros usuarios. Así es como conectamos personas de forma colaborativa y gratuita en nuestra aplicación. Únete a nuestra comunidad, haz nuevos amigos y mejora en todos los idiomas que quieras. Descarga Lingvi y practiquemos juntos.
Este es Peter. Está aprendiendo chino. Ha intentado estudiar por su cuenta con tarjetas de vocabulario y aplicaciones móviles, pero sigue teniendo problemas para hablar. Esta es María. Aprender inglés, pero no tiene oportunidades para ponerlo en práctica. Con italki, Peter y María pueden recibir clases personales online para hablar con fluidez en otro idioma. Puedes aprender un idioma en italki. Empieza hoy en 3 simples pasos. Primero, elige un idioma. Inglés, alemán, chino, francés, japonés. Italki tiene profesores para cualquier idioma. Segundo, escoge un profesor. Con Italki puedes escoger entre miles de profesores con experiencia de todo el mundo. Tercero, elige el horario de tu lección. Las clases de idiomas online son el mejor método para aprender con profesores nativos. Con Italki tendrás un profesor de idiomas personal y conversaciones reales con hablantes nativos. Cada día miles de personas aprenden con profesores internacionales a través de Italki. Encuentra un profesor hoy y domina el idioma de tu lección.
Hi everyone, it's Vicente and I teach Spanish on italki.com. And today we will be talking about 3 grammar rules to follow when you start learning Spanish. The first one is that, as you have already heard, Spanish verbs are always conjugated. That means that they have to match with the subject of the sentence. For example, there are different pronouns in English. Yo, tú, él, ella, usted, nosotros, nosotras, vosotros, vosotras, and ellos, ellas, y ustedes. All these pronouns have their own conjugation, and it's very common for beginners to mix them up. So remember this. When you start to conjugate the verbs, they have to match. The second rule is very important as well. The Spanish nouns and adjectives has to be in the same level. Let me explain you this. If you have a noun that is feminine and plural, for example, las mujeres, the adjective that you have to use right after the noun has to be feminine and plural as well. For example, las mujeres españolas. It is the same with the articles las, female and plural. We use this article because, as I say, it's female and plural. The third rule I already mentioned before, and be careful, English speakers, because the adjectives in Spanish go after the noun, not before like in English. This is very common for students that learn Spanish and already speak or know English. When I say it, las mujeres españolas, españolas is the adjective, and I put it after las mujeres. In English, it would be a Spanish woman, but not in Spanish. Okay, there are some occasions where the adjectives go before the nouns. That is true, but normally this use comes out at intermediate level or advanced level, so do not worry when you are a beginner. Thanks for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel over here. Take a lesson with me on italki.com by clicking on my teacher profile link in the description. Hasta luego! Hi everyone, it's Vicente and I teach Spanish on italki.com. And today I will be talking about 7 Spanish words that are similar to their English counterpart. These words are also known as cognates. What a cognate is? A cognate is a word that has the same linguistic derivation as another word, and it looks similar, and when you pronounce it, it sounds almost the same. And here I will give you 7 cognates so you can use them in Spanish as well. The first one is alcohol in Spanish. Guess you know what it means because it sounds pretty similar than in English, doesn't it? Number 2 is conclusión. This one has a different pronunciation in Spanish, but definitely when you start learning Spanish. Number 3, hobby. This one is completely similar. We basically took this word from English. Number 4, individual. Of course, it's the same word, just different pronunciation. The next one, number 5, is piercing. Yes, we use this word with the same pronunciation and meaning. Next one, number 6, is informal. I like to use this one in my lessons to explain ways to greet and say goodbye because it's similar in English and is a word that the students understand very quickly. And the last are some words related to sports. If you're learning Spanish and you like sport, you're lucky because most of the words are cognates like football, tennis, baseball, volleyball, hockey, water polo, golf, surf, and so on. As you can see, almost all sports are cognates. So, talking about your hobbies should not be difficult. As you can see, there are many, and I would like to remember you that there are hundreds of cognates, and if you check them, you can be ready to your first Spanish lesson. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the italki YouTube channel for more tips on learning Spanish. Take a lesson with me on italki.com by clicking on my teacher profile link in the description. Hasta luego!
Hi everyone, it's Caroline here and I teach English on italki. Today I am going to be talking about business idioms or idioms you might hear in your office or in your workplace. A student asked me a really good question the other day. He asked me whether, because I'm a native English speaker, do I know every single idiom? And the answer is no. Idioms are phrases or expressions that come from a particular place or a particular age group. So idioms are different in the UK to idioms in the United States. I have chosen 5 business idioms to talk to you about today, and you may hear them in an office in the UK or in the States. So hopefully they will be super useful for you. Idiom number 1 is big picture. Imagine you go into a meeting and your boss says to you, you've lost sight of the big picture. What does that mean? That means that you are thinking too much about the small details of the project, and you are so interested in those little details that you don't remember what it is you're trying to achieve. So always keep sight of the big picture. The second idiom is to go the extra mile. Now imagine you're in an interview and the interviewer says to you that they are looking for someone who always goes the extra mile. What does that mean? Does it mean to run around the office every day? No, it means they want you to do more than just what is in the job description. They want you to go that little bit further and to take on extra responsibilities. That is going the extra. The third idiom is a win-win situation. A win-win situation means everybody gains something. A really good example of this is these videos that I'm making for italki. italki gains some content for their website, some lessons for their learners, and I have a platform where and book lessons with me. It's a win-win. italki wins and Caroline wins. The fourth idiom is word of mouth. So an example of this is, think about how you found out about italki. Did you find italki by searching on Google, or did you find italki because one of your friends recommended it to you? Recommendations from friends are word of mouth. It can be positive or it can be negative. If your company gets bad word of mouth, it is going to be a very difficult time for your company because people really listen to the opinions of their friends. So make sure whatever you do, you have good word of mouth about it. The fifth and final business idiom is to touch base. My manager used to say this to me a lot. To touch base means to have a very quick and short meeting about a project or something that you are working on. It might only be 5 minutes of your time, but in that time, you will check that your understanding of the project is the same as your manager's understanding of the project. So I have a challenge for you. In your next lesson, I want you to ask your teacher if you can touch base about what you have learned in your lessons so far. This could be 5 minutes at the end of the lesson where you review all of the different subjects that you have been studying. You're touching base about the things you have covered so far.
大家好 Hello everyone, good to see you guys again. 你们怎么样？你们忙不忙？我是奔放老师 ，I'm Teacher 奔放。我已经教中文10年了。It's been 10 years I've been teaching Chinese. 我现在在中国Right now I'm in China，在北方东北 Northeast of China 你们今天怎么样？你们忙不忙你好 Laura，Laura，你昨天做了什么？What did you do yesterday？Good to see you again，很高兴又看见你还有没有老朋友？Any other old friend here？今天我很高兴，因为今天我们学习一个非常有意思的话题。I'm very happy today because we are going to learn a very, very exciting topic, which is 聚会聚会 which is the party 聚会Nice to meet you. Thanks to your Sensi. 你是哪国人 which country are you from? 你是哪国人？你在哪儿 Where are you? And today I'm invited my friends to join me together, the Simpsons family, because we are going to have a 聚会 a party together here 有妈妈、爸爸、哥哥和妹妹，很好。你是意大利人，很好意大利的朋友 ，a friend from Italy，很欢迎你，welcome，很好thanks to your Sensi，你叫什么 ？What's your name？ 你叫什么你学习中文多长时间了？你学习中文多长时间了 ？How long have you been studying Chinese？ 很好。有没有别的朋友现在也在？Is there any other friend also here in the classroom？ 你们现在在喝什么 ？What are you guys drinking right now？ 你们在喝什么I brought a lot of drinks for the party for our 聚会 later 我们的聚会For instance， 我有啤酒，1瓶啤酒beer 1瓶啤酒我也有1瓶可乐1瓶可乐1瓶可乐。你们呢？你们喝什么？你们今天喝什么？今天我也喝了1杯咖啡1杯咖啡。Laura，你现在在喝什么 ？What are you drinking？ 你在喝什么？非常好And 我不知道你们认识不认识这个 ？I don't know if you guys know this one 这个是什么 ？Anyone knows 这个是什么这个叫什么？If you know the name, get tap here 这个你喝过这个吗 ？Have you guys been tried this one 这个很好。好let's see 你好 ，Hey guys。Alessandro，你好，很高兴认识你 ，Nice to meet you。总是喝啤酒，对，我总是喝啤酒很多酒 ，many alcohol， 很多酒。我有啤酒，我有红葡萄酒、啤酒all type of 酒 next to me 很好。And this one is 白酒which is the Chinese vodka, and you can see this one is 52 degree 52度 这个喝了以后我们会喝醉啊 very borracho 啊，喝醉，这个是白酒啊，很好。好Carol，nice to meet you again，欢迎你回来很多老朋友 ，many old friends 谢谢你们So I guess everyone is already here 我们开始吧 ，Let's get started Now I'm going to share my screen with today's lesson. Just 1 second. Okay. So first thing first, I mentioned that party in Chinese is 聚会. Let me make it a little bit bigger here. So 聚, it looks like a u, but actually it has no sound of u because this one is actually a u sound. So after j, this one will be 聚 with tone far. 聚 it's never give the u sound. This one is 聚 perfect. And 会 is the meeting. 聚 means together, and 会 is like a meeting. So a meeting to get together, that's party. 聚会 perfect. It's red an important color in China. Yes, red is a very important color, and it represents good luck. Especially in the Spring Festival, we like to put red color everywhere, and it can bring good luck, and also it can keep the bad luck away. Let's continue. Laura is asking, isn't the 派对 party? 派对 is another way to say party. So we have two ways to say party. Either we can say 派对 as what Laura has just typed, 同发 派对, or we can say 聚会非常好聚会好 And so today's topic is 关于聚会关于 means about related to. So 关于什么 What is about? It's all about 聚会party time 聚会你们喜欢聚会吗 Do you guys like party? 什么样的聚会 And what type of party? 什么样的聚会In China, whenever you are asking what kind of party, we use this question. 什么样什么 is what, and the yang is the look, the shape. So what kind of party in Chinese is 什么样的聚会Carol, 你喜欢什么样的聚会What kind of party do you like? And Laura, 你的聚会 Laura, 你的聚会怎么样 How is your party? 很好Laura says, everyone likes party. 每个人都喜欢聚会，对不对很好So when someone asks you 你喜欢什么样的聚会 or 你的聚会怎么样 How is it? 怎么样Here are some adjectives, very practical, useful adjectives that we can use to describe a party or describe everything. So very first thing is interesting. Interesting in Chinese is 有意思有意思weather mouse, and 意思 it's the literal translation of 意思 is meaning. Meaning. You may have heard from your teacher said 什么意思 That means what's the meaning what's the meaning. And to have a meaning, have some profound meaning in it, that means interesting. Interesting, which is an adjective. Interesting. So for example, I can say, the Simpsons family, 有意思 they are very interesting. Or I can say, 这个聚会 this party 这个聚会有意思，有意思啊。Carol said 对，很跟 music with music 跟音乐 right 音乐聚会the music party 非常好。And we have another way to say interesting, which is fun. It's interesting that make us laugh, like ha 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 ha. That one will be 好玩好玩。玩 means to play, to play like 玩手机 play my cell phone, 玩游戏 play game so good to play. 好玩 means something is really a lot of fun and it's funny. Someone is making a joke. You can say 好玩very interesting. So 有意思 it's could be like not a ha ha ha, but you feel it's interesting. 有意思，好玩 is more fun, more lively. 好玩。Andrea says interesting means in Chinese funny, but in English means interesting, not only funny. Very good, very good. Andrea, that's very, very, very important because 有意思 actually both means it's it could be funny or could be 有意思. They have some deep meaning in it. 有意思 when you 看书read a book or 看电影 see a movie, you can say 有意思. But 好玩 is just for comedy or for fun activities. You say 好玩 because you are actually playing 玩你在玩so 好玩 very good. And if we say 好吃 is good to eat, delicious, right? 好吃 and 啤酒好喝 the beer is tasty 好喝 good for drink 好喝非常好。Next one, anyone can tell me 谁可以告诉我热什么意思 What's the meaning of 热 and what's the meaning of now? Does anyone know the meaning, the 意思 of 热 or now? Yes, Laura, 谢谢。热 is hot 今天天气很热。What about now? Have anyone heard of now? 谁知道 now 的意思 Now and 吵 they are really similar so now and 吵 both means noisy 谢谢 Andrea and so 热 is not comfortable 不舒服 now noisy right now noisy is also not good but however 热 and now hot and noisy put together it becomes to a positive thing so 热闹 it's a positive word for lively very hot with 很多人 many people and 很闹 noisy but it's good very good ambience very good environment 热闹很热闹 Annie said so with 好玩 you don't pronounce the n perfect that's very good observation for 好玩 we just do the war war and the r is like swallowed in this wa part just give it a little bit 好玩 in South China many people say 好玩 so both okay in North China it's most people will like to say the war it's not only the Beijing accent it's very common in northern China 好玩 and in South China you can drop the r you can say 好玩非常好Laura said is it true that 好玩 is perfect just answered your question 很好 and so 热闹 is lively 热闹and if you want to say it's so noisy that will be either 闹 or 吵 you can say 很吵 very noisy 很闹 都可以 both okay 啊。And cool is a sound translation. Cool is just a very cool party. Everyone with very fashionable clothes, or there's some very modern decorations. You can say 很酷，很酷，非常酷啊。It's easy And if it's a boring party, boring party, there's no one we can chat about. 无 means 无 means no one. There's no. 聊 is short for 聊天儿 to chat. 聊天儿 So it's a party no one you can chat with. It's boring. 无聊无聊无聊非常好无聊you can say 这个聚会很无聊 or 这个人很无聊this person is boring. So you can use both for party or for person or for the movie. You say, this is a boring movie. 这个电影很无聊都可以。Last but not least, for crazy, crazy in Chinese is 疯狂 Very good. Whenever you see the G in the end, we give the nasal sound. So here, the 疯 and the 狂 ang nasal sound. 疯狂 疯狂 means crazy. Could be good, could be bad. Depends on the context. So it's a crazy party. Usually, it's mostly positive. Means it's a lot of 好玩的东西interesting things 好玩的东西 or 很热闹 lively. You can say 很疯狂很好。So with the adjective, always we can put some adverb, degree adverb to make those adjective a higher degree. So for example, very interesting, we can say 很有意思 or we can add one more degree 非常有意思 Annie, can you tell me how to say it's so cool, it's too cool, how to say that one? And really in Chinese it's 真的 真的 This one we can use for to reassure other people. Really, it's indeed very interesting. So you can use this one directly with the adjective, or you can put it before another adverb. For example, you can say 真的很有意思真的很好玩Indeed, very interesting. 真的 And the next one is 太太 is always with the le after the adjective. So Laura, if you go to a 聚会 and you found it's so boring, how do you say it's too boring? Will be what? And also another one we use a lot is 特别特别 it's also means especially. It's similar to 非常 but since this one has 特 the tone form, so when we say this one, it's more we have more tones stress in it. So for example 特别疯狂so crazy 特别疯狂 Yes, Laura said 太无聊了 so very good for too something So for both for 太 and 特别 those two words is very good for you to put your tones in it. So for example 太有意思了 it's so interesting or 特别有意思 we can put a lot of stress in our tone to make it more emotional, more exciting so 特别吵特别热闹特别疯狂非常好 And Also, there are a few other adverb we can put in front of the adjective. For example, 也 when you're commenting two party 两个聚会 you can say 这个聚会很好玩，这个聚会也很好玩 also very interesting Sparch Rom 谢谢你，欢迎你，你是哪里人Where are you from？ 好谢谢你So Sparch Rom, you can try another, right? Other than 非常好 you can also give a more emotion, right? You can say 特别好特别好 or 太好了very good And though means all both. So everyone here are good. I can say 你们都非常好everyone is perfect. 你们都非常好。And we have another adverb is 还 and 也 is a little bit similar So 还 is for like I like something. In addition, I like other thing. Yeah, it's more like the same thing I like Coke and 我也喜欢啤酒I also like beer. But if I say I drink Coke, in addition, I drink beer, I will say 我喝可乐what's more 我还喝啤酒我还喝啤酒very good. So anyone can tells me which one do we use? Do we use yeah or do we use 还 for this sentence? Laura's party, Laura 的聚会很有意思Also 很好玩 So that also do we use yeah or do we use 还Laura 的聚会很有意思 blank 很好玩特别好玩你是瑞士人非常好，瑞士人很好。Annie said 也 very good because we are talking the same subject, right? 也很好玩Laura said 还this one is tricky this one because we can use for both 也 and 还 If we go with Annie, we say this part Laura's party is it's interesting and also it's very funny so I'm saying like it has the two features at the same time. But if I use a high, it's more like I'm saying Laura's party is interesting. Like I'm thinking, also I want to mention that it's very fun. It's a lot of fun too. So one is more equal. The other one is more like I'm adding more information. In the first sentence, I didn't say everything, but now I want to make the sentence complete. So Laura's party 有意思。Let me think. Also 还很好玩还很好玩 Very good. 我觉得对你的名字我很难读很难读。说话的房间是公司的名字是这样。那你叫什么名字？你叫什么名字好我们谢谢 Laura 。Laura 很有意思 ，It's degree very low. I want you to give me another degree like 特别有意思 ，right？ 太有意思了谢谢Billy 很高兴认识你 ，Billy 你的聚会怎么样 ？Billy how is your party 你喜欢聚会吗？Do you like party？ 你喜欢什么样的聚会What type party do you like？ 你喜欢什么样的聚会非常好好now we know now we know the party and the adjectives to describe the party. But now let's go to the party. Let's see what we can have in a party. So let's see. Of course, in a party we need to have a lot of 喝的 drinks, right? 喝的。So for 喝的, if we make it more specific, it can be this word 酒水饮料，酒水饮料。酒 is alcohol, right? The 啤酒红葡萄酒 and 白酒the Chinese vodka 白酒so all those alcohol we can call it 酒水 the alcohol, liquor, water, liquid 饮料 is more the soft drinks like 可乐 beverage 可乐 or coffee or 茶 the tea those kind of drinks 喝的 we call it 饮料。你们去一个饭店的时候when you go to a restaurant, the 服务员 the waiter waitress 服务员会说 they will say 你好，你要什么酒水饮料？What beverage and drinks alcohol would you like 要什么酒水饮料？要什么酒水饮料？ But at home, it's more casual. We don't need to say the big word. We can just say 有没有喝的？ Drink. 童子，很好好so 喝的 it's for general term for drinks 喝的。Do you guys know any other drinks you want to comment? What 喝的？你们喜欢什么喝的and for food, for things to eat will be 吃的吃的it's like this the is more like a stuff, the 东西the stuff to eat. We don't have to say the 东西 all the time because when we say 吃的 it's already represent the thing, the stuff that we can eat 吃的and 吃的 is very general so if it's like the snacks the little things to pick to eat, that will be 小吃like little snacks, little things to eat 小吃 Annie 喜欢茶很好Annie 你喜欢红茶绿茶什么茶 What tea Billy said 我喜欢外边的聚会很好酒吧的聚会 right the party in the bar 酒吧的聚会和夜店 night club the night store 夜店 it's club Billy 喜欢夜店的聚会对不对夜店的聚会很疯狂很疯狂 it's crazy 很好Herbal tea Annie 喜欢草药茶草is like a grass 草药 is medicine so the 草药 is herbal 草药茶非常好 and for food we can say 吃的今天我去Annie 家聚会If I go to Annie's home for party today, Annie 你家有什么吃的？你家有什么吃的？ And Laura 你家有什么小吃？什么吃的What food do you have? And maybe you guys have learned 食物食物 is more big term this is more like the people in that country, they are lacking of 食物 lacking food or on the book like the 食物 include the grains or A, B, C, D, E 食物 we don't use for spoken not for everyday life, but in daily life we always say 吃的你家有什么吃的Carol said 我喜欢酒酒你喜欢什么酒什么酒啤酒葡萄酒 wine 葡萄酒 or 白酒 the Chinese hard liquor 很好。Laura said 我吃了德国菜，德国菜很好，德国菜好吃好吃。Laura 你今天吃了汉堡包吗？Hamburger 汉堡包非常好And other than 吃的喝的 we also have things to play the things to play. Early we say 玩 is to play. So the stuff to play is 玩的when we say 玩的 that means the games like could be the chess could be the board games or could be poker games. That's 玩的something the toy or the games is 玩的。But if we say 活动is activities 活 means live, to be alive. 动 means to move around so live and move around, that will be 唱歌 singing and 跳舞 dancing, right? So 唱歌 and 跳舞 singing dancing, that will be activities 活动Laura said 汉堡包非常好吃 right? I will say 特别好吃太好吃了，真的非常好吃You can add the degree, right? 非常好。So tell me guys, 在一个聚会 in one party, 你们喜欢什么活动？什么玩的What game, what activity you like? 在一个聚会，你们喜欢什么样的玩的？什么样的活动？非常好。And can you tell me 你喜欢办一个聚会，还是参加一个聚会You like to host a party, 办一个聚会 or do you prefer 参加 to join a party 参加一个聚会你喜欢办一个聚会还是参加一个聚会Billy said flirting with girls 很好Billy 很疯狂这个 Billy right? Billy is 很疯狂 Billy, you know what Billy? My name is 奔放is also means an adjective and it's supposed to mean enthusiastic 奔放 but nowadays the meaning changed so 奔放 also means wild So Billy 你很奔放you are very wild kidding just kidding so 奔放 is also a good adjective for commenting on a party 奔放好so 很好很好 so sorry I must missed the names yes that's thanks to you Sensi right okay let's continue so 我很懒I'm lazy 我很懒我不喜欢办一个聚会I don't like to organize a party 我喜欢参加一个聚会 I like to join a party 你们呢你们喜欢办还是参加聚会and 你们在聚会做什么你们在聚会做什么 What do you do in the party 你们在聚会做什么 or 干什么in the Chinese order, the location before action. So I will say, you guys, 你们 location 在聚会 in the party, and then the action 做什么 to do what. 你们在聚会做什么非常好。And if I have a party, 我有一个聚会，你们带什么来带 to bring 你们带什么来我的家What will you bring to my party, to my home 我喜欢跟别的人聊天啊，非常好，跟别的人聊天 ，chat with other people。我在聚会跳舞，非常好，非常好啊。To dance at the party， 在聚会跳舞你们去朋友家的时候，你们带什么东西去？带吃的，带喝的。What do you bring when you go to a friend's house？你们带什么东西去朋友的家？你们带什么去一个聚会？去一个聚会，非常好。Sometimes we can add the directional complement, for example, to go over from this side to the other side. That will be 过去。去 means to go, right? And 过 means to cross from this side to the other side. So I can say I will go over. 我过去。If I'm going to 参加聚会, right? To join a party, I will say 我过去。But if you are inviting your friend, you invite a friend to come over from that side to this side. I will talk to my friend. 你过来 come over 你过来过 to cross the distance 来 come to me 你过来 So think about this. If you have a dog, 小狗，你家有一个小狗 and you have a ball, 有一个球 and you throw the ball like you can tell to your 小狗过去 to go over 过去 and then when the dog get the ball, get the 球 you can say 过来 come here 过来 So these are very very practical in everyday life. You call your friend 过来 or you can say 我过去非常好。Laura said 我带酒我带酒非常好Laura 我喜欢啤酒我喜欢德国啤酒，你可以带德国啤酒来吗？你可以带10瓶10 bottles 10瓶啤酒来吗？很好，我带瑞士的巧克力。巧克力是什么？一会儿瑞士的巧克力I'm really curious. I will take a quick look So 百度瑞士的巧克力巧克力巧克力巧克力对对对很好很好Let's continue 巧克力谢谢我没有吃过我没有吃过 I have never tried never tried 瑞士的巧克力谢谢很好非常好的吃的很好所以你带巧克力过来You bring 巧克力 and come here 你带巧克力过来带巧克力过来or 我带啤酒过去我带啤酒过去非常好好这10瓶只给老师吗？对对对只给我我喝很多我喝非常多很好好so now we have all the verbs, the noun, the adjective, the adverb so now it's time to invite friend So when we invite someone we have to use this word which is 邀请邀请 is to invite someone 邀请 also can be a noun for invitation invitation So as a verb I can say 我邀请 Laura 我邀请我瑞士的朋友邀请德国的朋友邀请所有人 everyone 我邀请所有人来我的聚会我给 Billy 打电话I will call Billy 我给 Marina 打电话Marina 我邀请你来我的聚会 你有时间吗？你有空吗？ Do you have time? 滴滴滴，我想邀请 Annie 来我的聚会啊。Annie，你有没有时间来我的聚会？你有没有时间过来 come over 过来啊，谢谢Marina，good 非常好这个我忘了，I forgot the spread rum 的名字你来吗？你来吗？有很多漂亮的女孩a lot of beautiful girls, right 有很多漂亮的女孩，比如 Laura、Marina，right 来所以我给你们打电话I to you guys 给 and the people after 给for example 我给 Laura 打电话我给 Marina 打电话，非常好and 我给who is hidden here 我给 Carol 打电话我给 Carol 打电话我邀请你们来我的聚会很好为什么有一个聚会 ？Why there's a party 为什么有一个聚会？因为 because 因为明天是我的生日明天是我的生日 ，my birthday 所以therefore 所以我给你打电话the purpose is to 邀请你来我的生日聚会because tomorrow is my birthday 因为明天是我的生日 therefore I call you 所以我给你打电话 to invite you 邀请你来我的生日聚会 come to my birthday party 聚会很好非常好你们想邀请谁 Who do you like to invite 你们想邀请谁好 So let's see the next one So now we have all the vocabularies we need so let's think about this thing let's do a practice so guys let's think 你给你的朋友打电话you to your friend make a call 你给你的朋友打电话邀请他去一个聚会invite him to go 去一个聚会 one party 告诉 to tell 告诉你的朋友 tell your friend 告诉你的朋友3、4件事3 or 4 things 的件 is a major word for the matters the details so you tell your friend 3 or 4 things 你告诉你的朋友3、4件事关于这个聚会about this party 关于这个聚会 about this party So can you guys type me a sentence if you invite your friend and invite him to a party? What will you tell your friend? For example, or what questions, if you are the one being invited, you got the call, what questions will you ask the host? Anyone think about it for a while and 你们写一下write your sentence. 你多大？Yes, in China, good. When you at the party, 你在聚会的时候，你看见一个帅哥 handsome boy， 看见一个美女 beautiful girl 美女you can say 你多大你多大but for girls maybe not So 你多大 ？Yes. Laura said 我想邀请老师谢谢你，谢谢你你的聚会有很多吃的喝的吗？很好。Milena 我想邀请朋友，非常好非常好。So guys, for this topic, what questions will you ask and what can you think of to tell your friend? And let me take a look. 很好So for example, how to say like tomorrow evening, do you have time? Or what kind of party is this party? And when is the party? When does the party starts? Who will come to the party? What clothes should you wear? What can I bring a friend? You can bring 2 friends, right? 非常好，非常好。你的聚会是什么时候开始？Be careful, no 是no 是 because 是 you can use 是 for emphasize but here is in a normal conversation it's not necessary to emphasize that piece of detail you can simply say 你的聚会什么时候开始 or 几点开始 it's enough. But if you know the time, you knew the time before and now you forget, and then you want to emphasize on the time, now you use the 是你的聚会是什么时候开始 to double confirm the time again 非常好。Laura said 你想跳舞吗？非常好，非常好我想跳舞And you can say like 你的聚会有什么活动 right? What activities your party has? 你的聚会有什么活动 And let's see some typical questions that we can ask. So for example, let's see here. Who will come to the party? 这个聚会without 都有谁来都有谁来 This 都 means certainly it's not just one person. It will be more than one people coming. So I use 都 for include everyone. 有 has the meaning of to have. But if there's no subject, 有 also means there are. So there will be who come to this party for this 聚会这个聚会都有谁来 Who is coming to the party 这个聚会都有谁来 And or you can be specific. How many people will participate, will join the party there are 有几个人 or 多少人参加 So how many people are there participating? 有几个人有多少人参加 And where will the party be host, right? 办 to host 这个聚会在哪儿办这个聚会在哪里 In southern China 哪里在哪里办 Or what place 什么地方这个聚会在什么地方办这个聚会在什么地方办 When does the party start 聚会几点开始 To start 开始聚会几点开始 And when will it ends, right? When will it finish? Finish in Chinese, you can either use 完 or you can use this way, which is the opposite of 开始结束非常好The IE sounds like a yeah 结束 the SH a little bit air 结束非常好 So 聚会几点开始？聚会几点结束？非常好。好。And after you know who is there, where is the party, when is the party, now you may want to know the activities, right? The activities in the party. So for the activities, we use the do again because there must be more than one activity, right? So we use do for include everything. So 聚会上 in the party, on the party. 聚会上都有什么活动？What activities 什么活动？聚会上都有什么活动？Or you can be specific to do what? To do what? 都干什么都做什么？都玩什么？What are we going to play 都玩什么？有没有问题 ？Any questions so far？有没有问题？没有 I will move on to the next slide 好，我们看一看下一个好for students want to challenge themselves. Now here are some even more complicated structures. For example, not complicated. It's other questions. Let's see. Why there's a party? 为什么办一个聚会因为什么 ？What's the reason？ 为什么办一个聚会？ And where is exactly the address? The specific address in Chinese is 具体地址。具体地址Again, it looks like u, but it's same as the yu. 具体is means specific, detailed. 地址 is address. So where is the exact address? 具体地址在哪儿？具体地址在哪儿为什么我们需要知道所有这个聚会的活动？很好的问题，有的中国人比较害羞some Chinese are shy so we have to know that what the activities in the is like and we in China we don't have a lot of 聚会more we are doing 唱歌在 KTV 唱歌 and with our very close friends we are in a room just for ourselves. But if we go to a party that we don't know many people there and we are not very confident about the language we are speaking, we are a little bit shy. So it's better to know what kind of party is going to be there. So it's more comfortable for us to go. It's a little bit culture difference. 很好好So and the next one nearby 附近So 有没有地铁站the subway station. Is there a subway station nearby? 附近有没有地铁站or the bus station, the public bus 公共汽车 or we can make it even shorter 公车 and the stop the station is 站 so bus station 公车站 subway station 地铁站非常好 And if there's no 没有公车站没有地铁站 then how should we go to the party 怎么去 how 去 to go 怎么去聚会的地方 how do we get to the party 怎么去聚会的地方非常好 可能你的朋友开车，你可以坐朋友的车 ，take a ride on friend's car 坐朋友的车很好。karaoke 对 karaoke we say KTV KTV 很好。我们唱歌唱 K 唱 KTV 都可以And you can say, do I need to bring something to the party? And we go to a party, we want to be to give a nice gesture, right? Maybe you can offer to bring something. So you can say 需要 do I need 需要do you want, do you need 需要带 to bring 带什么东西去吗？Do you need me to bring something to go? 需要带什么东西去吗？ Or do you need me buy a little bit something? 需要我买点什么吗？ To buy a little bit something? 需要我买点什么吗？ And you may want to bring 2 friends to come over, to go over, right? So if you want to ask for permission 可以带2个朋友过去吗？可以吗？ Could I 带2个朋友bring 2 friends 过去 to go over 可以带2个朋友过去吗？可以带2个朋友过去吗？or 行吗？行吗 ？Is it okay？ 行吗？非常好And the last one, maybe the party is quite early in the day. So after the party, maybe go to see a movie. How is it? 聚会以后 after the movie 聚会以后去看电影怎么样When you throw back a question, how do you think? 怎么样怎么样？好that's the I think there's one more question. It's yes. So if you bring your friend said you can bring something here and you can ask, should I bring a gift or wine, alcohol 带礼物还是酒？带礼物还是酒好 Very good. So that's the everything about the party 这是所有的关于聚会的内容关于聚会的内容好有没有人有问题Anyone has any comment? 有没有什么问题想要问我I'm very looking forward to 去你们的聚会有没有人办一个聚会你们有没有人要办聚会我可以去瑞士参加你们的聚会我过去很好好so that's for today 这是我们今天的内容Will there be lesson next week? Yes. According to my team, I think very soon, next week until the end of the month, italki will have a lot of classes, not only for Chinese, but also for other languages. So I think the calendar will update very soon. The class will till next Thursday, the end of this month. So guys, if you loved my class, please closely follow the schedule of italki live sessions. And I really hope to see you guys very soon, the coming week. 我很希望再看到你们然后我也会告诉你们我们下个星期学什么内容好的we do not have to say shall I yes you can say just 带我带东西去 like I will bring things there 我带东西去很好好 Carol 谢谢你 Carol 谢谢 Annie 谢谢大家我们下个星期见 I will see you guys next week. 再见，再见，好。
Forget to subscribe to italki by clicking somewhere and you can take a lesson with me by clicking on my teacher profile in the description box. Have a good day, everyone.
Welcome back to the Stop Being Boring When Speaking English video series. When speaking to native English speakers, it's useful to use a variety of vocabulary to make your conversation sound more interesting. So, why not spice up your language a little bit and impress others with your speaking abilities? In this next video, we will take a look at some American and British slang.
Number 1, American. John Hancock.
John Hancock. So that's a person,
It's a name of a person, yes.
and it's American slang.
What do you think it means?
Did.
Certainly. So, can I please have your John Hancock piece of paper? Come on, you gotta get it now.
Is it your signature?
Yes, you got it! That was easy.
Number 1, British. Peak. What does peak mean?
Like, taking a peek.
No, that's
Sorry, that's not taking a peek.
That's not slang.
This is taking a peek.
But that's just like taking a peek. That's not slang.
Oh,
Like in a slang
peak.
context.
Like the peak of a mountain? That's not slang. That's actually
Yeah, that is the peak of a mountain.
I don't know. Tell me.
Okay, let me give you an example. So say you go out one night and use your purse, your keys.
Is it like the normal situation you'd be in?
Yeah, exactly. You'd be like, that's so big. You'd be like, oh, yeah. How was your night? It was so big.
I just got fired. That's so peak.
Exactly. So it's like the peak of badness, I guess.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the peak.
2, American. Jacked.
Jacked. Does that mean like hench?
What does hench mean?
Like say you go to the gym.
Don't answer back with a slang word.
So the British equivalent of jacked would be hench, I think. So if someone's like really ripped.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. And work out a
Yeah,
lot.
like, whoa, look at him, he's so jacked.
We would say hench. Number 2, British. Peng. Peng. Peng.
Like someone being hanged on the head with something? Or
I'm
just thinking of bang and hang. It's similar. No.
I guess it's a little similar. No.
Give me an example.
Okay, so for example, cake is delicious. You can say, oh, this is peng.
Does it just mean delicious?
You can use it in other contexts as
I mean,
well.
like it hits the spot, you know?
Yeah, but I could also say that your eyes are peng. Or a person is peng.
Just mean like extraordinarily.
Basically. If you're talking about a person, you might even say peng.
Painting.
Like he's a painting.
Okay.
This is mostly
Something
London.
like he's like 10.
Yeah.
Like the top of the top.
Yeah, basically.
Number 3, American. I blew it.
I blew it.
I blew it.
I blew it.
Yeah.
So that means that you've completely ruined the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say like, I didn't make it into school. So my parents will not be proud of me. I blew it.
Yeah, but you rocked up late to work. Nobody ever knew that.
Yeah. I'm never late.
Number 3, British. Having a mare. Having a mare.
Having a mare. A nightmare. Like horrible, real nightmare. in reality, basically.
Very good. Okay. That's exactly
That
it.
was a lot easier than that previously.
Yeah. Well, what was going to you? Having a mare? You were having a mare before.
I was having a mare,
Yeah.
not understanding anything she was saying.
So there you have it. There's our American slang. Tell us what you thought of it. Did you understand it? And we'll see you next time.
My name is Vũ Nguyễn. Tên tôi là Vũ Nguyễn. It's really amazing to me. From italki, I can meet people around the world, and they can give me more energy to live and more inspiration to live in the world also. Very magical, yeah. When I can go on lesson and I feel that I'm doing a very good job, and then working at home is a very wonderful thing. I think that I can do something, and I'm doing something here. I think that I can say idea and talk with people. That is motivation for me to come here. The second thing that I can have some money for my life, but my life become better and more comfortable. It's very wonderful website of italki because italki is the connection between every people in the world with each other. There are many purposes for to learn language. Innovation is the most important. Not only study language, but also say everything in the life. And through the learning and teaching, and we can share more ideas and we can share our life better. You know that because each person have their own experience and their knowledge and their own way of living. When we meet new people and we think that we are discovering a new universe or a new area or something like that.
So it's wonderful that we have this diversity and we should just learn from each other. But if you at least just learn a second language and expose yourself to a second culture, not only do you understand that culture better, but you understand your own culture better. And if most people just did and were talking openly and honestly about themselves and others, I don't think there would be any diversity problems. Because we're all learning from each other.
He is very good student. He studied very well, and he just learned for, he just only studied for 1 month, but now he can speak very much Vietnamese. The student and the teacher can meet in a different country, and then the relationship become very good. We drink coffee together, and we go and I ride a motorbike, and I take them along somewhere beautiful together, and we talk together, and then they come back to their country, and we become teacher and student again. We study again. Yeah.
The number of refugees worldwide has reached historic levels, as tens of millions of people seek asylum from conflicts in their home countries. Even for those able to reach countries willing to take them in, rebuilding their lives and careers in unfamiliar societies often proves challenging. For one, refugees living in Istanbul, teaching online Arabic lessons to students across the world has offered a way to overcome obstacles and establish new hope. As well as earning income, they have been able to share their experiences with people from different cultures and backgrounds, cultivating meaningful relationships with students.
My name is Rahaf and I'm from Latakia, Syria. Previously, I had a normal but busy life.
My name is Abdullah and I'm a guy from Homs, the capital of funny jokes.
Hello, my name is Amr. I'm an Arabic teacher on iTalk.
Hi, I'm Hussam. I'm from Syria, Al-Hasaka, and I'm a teacher on italki now.
3 years ago, I came to Turkey, to Istanbul. The challenges came in one time. Leaving a country is not, or leaving your home. This is one. It's like fish out of the group.
I mean, yeah, the challenge that my career is almost dead. This is the only challenge now. Online teaching, yeah, it's of course, because you can just be wherever and get online and stuff.
What me is like new students I have never met from Ireland, way far from me. Once to like learn my language, I feel like this is like I feel sometimes emotional.
italki, Besta College, and NGO Small Projects Istanbul are working together on this project.
You know, it's important for people to kind of see and get to know someone who's experiencing a difficult time or who has had a difficult past, and to just remember people are people are people. We need to remember that, you know, we have a shared humanity, and I think that gets lost a lot in the media or in the news.
I'm teaching Arabic for first-year students of Arabic in America. We both enjoy teaching and learning online. It's an amazing experience for me as a teacher. I find it so helpful for me, also for the students.
Going into it, people might like have these assumptions that you're supposed to like learn something about refugees or like understand something new, but I think it's like most valuable to realize you're not really learning anything new other than that like this is like just another person just like you.
My tutor Mohammed was like so nice and so willing to work with my level of speaking and comprehension.
At the beginning, teaching online was a new experience for me, and it had a lot of challenges, but now I'm used to it. And honestly, I am enjoying teaching Arabic on italki.
I care now. I care more. I care more about the language. I care more about my students. Teaching Arabic is something valuable for me. Maybe give me hope, or I feel gain hope. It's reward for me.
Hi, language learning app.
Can we move on?
This is a dog.
I don't have a dog.
Repeat after me. This person eats bread.
I want to practice English for my job interview.
Incorrect. You haven't reached this lesson yet. Now repeat after me. This person eats bread.
Fine. This person eats bread.
That's better. Moving on.
¿Cansado de aplicaciones de idiomas inflexibles? Usa italki para aprender como tú quieras aprender y estudiar cualquier idioma con nativos.
Meet Peter. He is learning Chinese. He was studying on his own with textbooks, flashcards, and apps, but is still having problems with basic conversation. This is Maria. She loves learning English, but she doesn't have many opportunities to use it. With italki, Peter and Maria are able to get personal online lessons to help them become fluent in a foreign language. You can start learning a language on italki today. Just follow these 3 simple steps. 1. Select the language. English, Spanish, Chinese, French, Japanese. italki has teachers for every language. 2. Select the teacher. With italki, you can choose from thousands of experienced teachers from all over the world. And 3. Schedule a lesson. Online language lessons are the next best thing to living in a foreign country. With italki, you'll have a personal language teacher and real conversations with native speakers. Every day, thousands of people are connecting to international teachers through italki. Find a teacher today and become fluent in a foreign language.
Hi, my name's Tom. I'm from the US. I'm a chemical engineer, and I'm passionate about language learning.
I've used italki to learn 8 languages to conversational level. I grew up in Colorado, where I was exposed to many different cultures, which cultivated my interest in languages. One of the first languages I became conversational in was Norwegian. I decided to book a trip away. To prepare, I found a group class with around 7 people. Not only were they extremely expensive, it was around $40 to $50 per lesson, but progress was also frustratingly slow due to the size of the class. I heard about italki from a positive review from a famous polyglot. I was amazed to discover that I could learn any language I want, one-on-one, and for the fraction of the price as offline classes. I thought, how is this even possible? I immediately signed up with 2 teachers in Norwegian. One teacher, we would have conversation lessons and go through a textbook, and with the other teacher, we would go through worksheets and chat about random things. So essentially, I structured the classes in a way that would suit my own learning style, which never would have happened without italki. Within a year, I was relatively fluent in Norwegian. I was so happy that I could actually go to the country and use the language in a practical setting. And the best part is that I really enjoyed the learning process. I thought, why stop there? I picked up Italian and mixed my interest in Italian cooking with lessons on italki. After learning Italian for a year and going to northern Italy, I was able to easily get around and communicate with people. I then decided to set myself a personal goal of passing an advanced Italian exam, and my teacher on italki helped me to achieve this. I was hooked. I'd found the ultimate formula for learning a language from scratch and staying motivated. I would book a holiday in a new country in one.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome. Happy Friday to all of our participants. Welcome to today's final lesson. Today we're going to be working on emails. So I'd just like to thank everyone for being here. Welcome back to anyone who's joined us again. I see you just had a Chinese lesson today. Wonderful. So hopefully you learned how to invite people to your party. You also had a great class with Yemi earlier on social issues and even learned some Japanese. So wonderful. Welcome back. And I see, guys, that these lessons are going to be continuing next week. We're still working on the schedule, but check back and go ahead and program in your schedules time for these classes next week. Just as this week, classes are going to start at 9 in the morning. That's Spanish time, GMT +2. Okay, so they're going to be starting at 9 o'clock in the morning and will be going until 6:15 or 16:15. That's 4:15 Spanish time. So then we're going to be looking today at our email writing. And before we begin, I'd just like to see who's here. So if you're in our italki chat, go ahead and say hello in the chat. I see we have a couple of people joining us. I'm just going to refresh my page here. So, okay, wonderful. So now pardon me, guys, I wasn't seeing your chat for a moment. I just refreshed and now I can see. So we have Maite. Hi, I'm from Belgium, is back from us. Hi, I'm from the United States. Hi, I'm from Belgium. Gracia, Carmen, Zolst, Andreas, Gabriela, Maite, Danielle, welcome back to you all. And we also have someone from Ukraine, Carol from sunny France, Lisa from Barcelona. Welcome to you all. Thanks for being here. So today we're going to let's also say hello to Jeffrey. Jeffrey, hello. And everyone who's also joining us. Write hello to Jeffrey in the chat. Jeffrey is one of the italki staff who's the studio team for us, running everything behind the scenes. So let's give Jeffrey a hello and a thank you as always for joining us. So we're going to begin with today's workshop, and I'll go ahead and bring up my presentation here. Today is another email writing workshop. As a reminder, my name is Warren. You can access my profile also if you're curious about the services that I offer by clicking on my name or going to italki.com/communicate. So before we begin with our emails, let's do a quick phrasal verbs challenge. Previously, we've talked about particles. Today, we're going to talk about verbs. So I want you in the chat, whether you're joining us on YouTube or on the italki page, that's italki.com/I-stay-at-home. I would like for you to write any phrasal verb that you know that uses the verb keep. So for example, we could say keep out. In one of our examples in our phrasal verb workshop, we encountered that the guards tried to keep out any protesters from disrupting the meeting. So what kind of phrasal verbs can you think of that involve keep? So Elena writes keep away. Carmen is saying keep on going, don't give up. That's exactly right. We're going to keep on giving you these live streaming lessons next week. Keep away. That's a good one for the current state of being in the world. It's important to keep away from large gatherings and to keep away from groups of people. Irina writes keep up. Yeah, exactly. Good one, Irina, for today's lessons. We've got lots to go through, so I hope that you can keep up. Danielle writes keep calm. Exactly. Keep up, but keep calm. Yeah. Gabriela is writing keep in touch. So that's another good verb for emailing, to keep in touch. Elena says keep around. So maybe you have a favorite alcoholic beverage you keep around in your liquor cabinet, or maybe you have some paper that you keep around you if you have some inspiration. And Maite adds to keep off. Keep off of the grass, for example. Keep off of the grass is a sign you'll see when they're planting new grass and don't want people to walk across it. Let's do another phrasal verb. Go out is going to be, go is going to be our new verb. Go out could be a phrasal verb with that pattern. What kind of phrasal verbs do you know that begin with go? Go ahead and type. There's one. Go ahead. Go ahead and type those in the chat box. What phrasal verbs do you know with go? So Virginia writes to go in. So perhaps if you want to go in to a restaurant. Carmen writes go away. So perhaps we want to go away for a weekend, all of us, and study English and forget about these travel restrictions, although we shouldn't. No one do that. Mind the travel restrictions. So Erika's writing to go off. Exactly. That's one we worked on in class together. Go off is to explode. Lynn is writing to go through. Also a good phrasal verb. And Danielle's saying to go on. So for example, just before we start broadcasting, I say to Jeffrey, hey, Jeffrey, we're ready to go on. We're ready to go live. Exactly. So Lisa is writing go over with a question mark. Let's talk about the meaning of go over. Today, we're going to go over some email writing strategies. Yeah? So to go over something is to review it. In fact, in the email we're writing today, we're going to request a revision of a bill. So we're going to say, could you go over this bill? Lisa, remember that this, and everyone else who's here, remember that you can use the phrasal verb go over in your request today in an email. Maite says to go about. Elena writes to go back. Good. So let's go on. Let's go forward and do one last phrasal verbs challenge. Write a phrasal verb that you know that uses the verb stay. So for example, in right now, it's very important for all of us to do our part and keep social distance. We must stay away from other people as best we can. Thankfully, we have great tools such as video conferencing, YouTube, italki, and the internet to connect us to the people we'd like to be connected with. So Elena is saying stay in. Irina also is writing this. Stay in is what a lot of us are doing right now. To stay over, Gabriela writes, to stay over is to stay an extended time at someone's place. So if you go to a friend's house, maybe you stay over for the night as well. Stay down is something that Maite is writing. So if you're in a dangerous situation, it's important to stay down. Good. Virginia's writing stay at. So for example, the hotel that we're going to stay at, the hotel that you're going to stay at is located in the mountains. Nina says stay tuned. That's a great verb for our italki lessons. Guys, we're still working on the calendar for you for next week, but we're going to have some great lessons. Stay tuned for the final calendar. Lisa's writing to stay ahead. Wonderful. Yeah, exactly. So maybe you want to stay ahead of your work, so you're getting an extra certification. Carmen writes to stay on, right? We didn't fall off the motorcycle. We stayed on the motorcycle. Grazia says stay behind. Exactly. Maybe you tell the taxi driver, stay behind the truck for now. Please don't pass the truck. It's dangerous. There are curves. And Elena's writing to stay up. Perhaps some of you are planning on staying up late. A lot of people are changing their schedules during the quarantine and staying up late and sleeping in the morning. What about you? Are you planning on staying up late this evening? Or are you calling it an early night? We have a couple verbs on YouTube coming in. Lynn also writing to stay up, and Erika saying to stay off. Good. Okay, wonderful. So today, let's go ahead and move on to our content today. Welcome, everyone. Where are you from? Please type your country in the chat box now. So I know we have some people from Belgium, from Spain, from France, but we also have some new names I'm seeing today. Where are you from? Write your country in the chat box now. So it's been a pleasure to meet with so many students in these live streaming classes who are from so many different countries. Let's see where you're from and where your classmates are from today. So we have Danielle from Brazil, Adam from Poland, Elena from Ukraine, Gracia from Italy. We have someone joining from Budapest, Gabriela from Switzerland, Carmen from Spain, and Irina from Belarus. We also have Lynn from China joining us on YouTube. Greetings, Lynn. And Erika joining again from Ecuador. Welcome, Erika. Carmen's joining us from Spain, Irina from Belarus, Andreas from Germany, and we have someone from Colombia, Italy as well. Wonderful. So we also have Nina from Slovakia. That's great. Welcome, Nina. How are you? Greetings. And someone, I see someone wrote Colombia, Italy. What country are you in now? Colombia or Italy? Well, welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Warren. It's a pleasure to meet you. Right now, I'm connecting to you from Tennessee, which is in the United States of America. It's this state here, and this is where I'm from. I live in Bogota, Colombia, but I'm not there right now because of the quarantine and the lockdown. So unfortunately, I couldn't be there. You might know Tennessee for a few reasons. First of all, Tennessee's famous for country music. Several country musicians are from Tennessee, including Dolly Parton, Johnny Cash, Elvis Presley is from Tennessee. Taylor Swift is from Tennessee. So it's a really important place for country music. And also, as Alex and Dima are writing, whiskey also. So as you can see on every bottle of Jack Daniels, you're going to see that it's Tennessee whiskey. Here we scratch at the wall and whiskey comes out. It's a great place for whiskey. And in fact, if you're ever in Tennessee, you can go to this town, Lynchburg, Tennessee. Lynchburg, Tennessee is really in the middle of Tennessee, but that's where the factory of Jack Daniels is. So in all countries, you find this, and it's from one small town. And I'll tell you something really interesting, since it seems we have a lot of people making comments about this on YouTube and on italki. It's very curious. This town, Lynchburg, Tennessee, in this town, it's illegal to buy alcohol. Isn't that interesting? It's illegal, completely illegal to buy alcohol or to go to a bar. Alcohol is prohibited in that town because it's a very, very conservative town. So you can't go to a bar there. You cannot buy Jack Daniels there. And the people who go there to work every day, they can't go to a bar and have a shot of whiskey after. Isn't that ironic? I think it's so ironic. So welcome everyone. As I mentioned, I am from Tennessee and am in Tennessee currently because of the quarantine, but I've been living in Bogota, Colombia for about 7 years now. There I'm a CELTA certified English teacher. I have a Bachelor of Arts in Spanish Language Studies and also a Bachelor of Arts in Communication Studies. I'm also an IELTS trainer. I've studied with IELTS. I've studied IELTS training with the British Council and from Cambridge English. So I consider myself more than an English teacher, a communication coach. What does that mean? Most of my students that I work with here on italki are at least B1. So the level that you guys are writing about, they're level B1, and want to improve the way that they communicate. So I do a lot of speaking classes focused on different methods and different reasons why you need to communicate, different communication contexts. So that includes job interview preparation, also students who are getting ready for exams, the TOEFL or the IELTS, and just conversational classes. Today we're going to do an email workshop. That's also a class that I offer in my profile. So if you really enjoy our class today, then go ahead and book a one-on-one class to practice email workshops together. So one more question for you guys, one more question. I'd just like to know how confident you are when writing emails. Rank your confidence from 1 to 10, 1 being very unconfident, 10 being very confident. This is very helpful for me to know, like an average confidence of the room, of our classroom today. So in the chat box, write a number between 1 and 10, which is your confidence when you're writing emails. So Adrian is saying that he ranks himself a 4, so a little bit below average. Okay. What is your confidence that you have when you're writing emails? Go ahead and rank that between 1 to 10. 1, of course, being very confident, 5 being average, and 10 being very confident. And I see we have several 4s, a 6, a 5, a 7, a 5. We have Gabriela writing that it's a 5, and Miss Ukraine writing 4. Daniela says a 6 out of 10, and Maite writes 6 out of 10. It looks like we also have some people saying 6 or 7 or a 5 out of 10 on YouTube. And Adam, I believe you've joined us before and also ranked yourself as high confidence, saying about an 8 out of 10. Okay, guys, and another question for you. On average, how many emails do you write per day? Is it approximately 5? Is it 10 or more? How many emails do you write per day? I find that I write probably, when I factor in italki messages, I'd say I write maybe 50 emails per day. What about you? How many emails do you write per day in your job? Of course, with the current changes in offices, email and written communication is becoming increasingly important because we have less face-to-face time with our colleagues. So yeah, how many emails, Elena, in English do you write per day? So Alex is writing that at least 30 per day. Elena's saying about 0 per day. Carmen says 2 or fewer emails per day. And Danielle's writing about 5 emails per day. Okay, great. Barbara is also writing at least 5 emails per day. Hey, Barbara, welcome back. Good to see you. And Adam is saying about 0 in English. Gabriela writes about 1 or 2 in English, but 5 or 10 in her day. And Danielle's writing 2 or 3 per day. Okay, so great. Thank you very much, guys. So today's today's goal is for you to have a better understanding of how to write emails. So welcome back to anyone who's joining again. One last question. If you're a repeat student, if this is not your first workshop with me this week, then write strawberry in the chat box. If you're a repeat student and this is not your first time joining, write strawberry in the chat box. If this is your first workshop with me, write apple in the chat box. I'm curious to know who's visiting for the first time and who's here for the second, third, fourth, or fifth time. We've been doing these all of this week and weeks before, really all month since the second week. So let's see who's joining us for the second time. If this is your second or not your first time, then write strawberry in the chat. If this is your first time, write apple. So I see we've got lots of apples, but a lot of strawberries. So several of you joining again. Welcome back to all of you who are strawberries, to the apples. And we have apple saying apple. That's ironic. So to the apples, welcome. Thanks for joining us. As with all classes, your participation is very important, okay? So you'll be participating today by using the chat feature. Feel free to write questions there, and to help us compose our email, what we'll be doing is we'll be composing an email together, right? And probably one email, maybe two emails we'll work on, and you'll be using the chat box. So for you who wrote apple, remember your participation is important, not only for you, but also for your classmates and for me. And for those of you who are strawberries, welcome back. Thanks for being here once more to finish out this week. And as always, keep up the great participation. Thanks to everyone, whether apple or whether strawberry, for joining us here. By the way, if you want a free copy of this presentation, shoot me a message on italki. You can access my profile by going to italki.com/communicate, and I'll send you a copy of this presentation, the emails that we write, and the presentation from our phrasal verb workshop. So everyone gets copies of all of our workshop materials, but I need to know you want it. So send me a message today. Don't message me next week asking me for this, guys. Don't message me don't message me on Monday, please. Message me today if you'd like a copy of this presentation. And if you'd like it, you can go ahead and message me now, and I'll answer you once our class is over. My profile is italki.com/communicate. So everyone who writes me, I'll send you out a copy of this presentation, yesterday's presentation, the presentations from all this week, as well as our materials today in the afternoon or tomorrow early in the morning. So send me a message if you want these materials. So let's get started. Today, we're going to write an email to a service provider, okay? We've had a problem with a bill, and we need our service provider to fix that problem, okay? So this is our task for our email. A service provider has just sent you a bill that is incorrect. Email your provider, in this case, ask him to revise the charges. So we've gotten a bill, it's higher than our normal bill. We need to ask for a revision before we pay. So our provider is named Jack. He works at Acme Copiers. Jack provides the copy machine, ink, and paper for the office. Normally, we pay $4,202 per month. That's the final cost for the bill. But the latest bill, which is bill number 49122, is for $5,823, all said and done. So that's about a $1,600 difference, $1,600. So we want Jack to take a second look and revise these charges. We have not received any kind of notice about an increase in rates. And we need to maintain a tone with Jack that is polite, professional, but firm. Yeah, Jack is a person, it could just be a mistake. It could be that they didn't send a letter asking for, telling us about the changes in our billing. But we do want to be polite, professional, but firm. Okay, so let's just review this once more, and then we'll get on with looking at some helpful vocabulary for this email. A service provider has just sent you a bill that is incorrect. We're going to email our provider and ask him to revise the charges. So the guy we're emailing is Jack at Acme Copiers. He provides the copy machine, ink, and paper for our office. Normally, the bill we receive is $4,202 per month, but the latest bill, the bill for last month, we received is bill number 49122 is for the amount of $5,823. So there's a significant difference. We didn't receive any notice about changes in billing, right? And we want to be polite, professional, but firm in our email. So let's take some look at some useful vocabulary that we'll be using in today's email. As we've used in our previous emails, I hope you are well. This is a nice way to start your email without like a rhetorical question of how are you? Because it's not common that the person is going to respond and say, I'm fine, thank you. How are you? You can also say, I just wanted to contact you about. So remember something we've looked at. All you strawberries are going to remember, but perhaps the people who answered apple, remember we should always state our purpose very clearly at the beginning of our email. One way we can do that is by writing, I just wanted to contact you about. Third, reviewing our records. So this is something that we could use to say, I've taken a look at the previous bills, and this is not normal. This is a higher amount. Also, if we say reviewing our records, that would indicate that we have looked to see if we received any form of correspondence, a letter, a fax, an email that would indicate an increase to the service charges. So we can express that by saying reviewing our records, comma. So remember also in emails, we need to make a request that's very clear. We also want to always be polite when we write emails. So what we can do is say, could you please? Could you please is a great way to say, I need you to do this, but also be polite. Could you please doesn't sound arrogant. It doesn't sound disrespectful. It's very, very, very universally used across industries, professions, levels in professions, corporate, private, small business, non-governmental, governmental. You can use it wherever you're going to be working. Okay, so in our email, this is what I want for us to do. First, I want us to greet Jack. Then we're going to wish him well. We're going to state the purpose of our email, and we're going to make a request. After we do that, we'll sign off. Okay? So this is our email plan. We're going to greet Jack, wish him well, state the purpose of our email, make a request, and sign off. This vocabulary is going to be very useful for us in this email. It's also going to be useful for anyone writing an email ever, making a request. Very universal vocabulary. So again, I hope you're well. I just wanted to contact you about reviewing our records and could you please? So, ready to practice? Let's get started writing. Okay, so then let's see. This is going to be our email canvas for today. So reviewing the situation, a service provider has sent us a bill that's incorrect. We need to email our service provider asking him to revise the charges. Again, our provider is Jack at Acme Copiers. He provides the copy machine, ink, and paper for the office. Our normal bill is this amount, $4,202, but we received our last bill for this amount, $5,823. We received no notice about increased sales. We want to be professional, polite, but firm in our email and request a revision of the bill. Okay. Some useful vocabulary again that we looked. It's here. I hope you are well. I just wanted to contact you about reviewing our records, and could you please? So let's start now. I need for you guys to help me. I see we already have Elena writing the greeting. How would you begin this email? So for those of us who are apples, who are joining for the first time, how are we writing this email together? I'm going to ask the participants to write the email in components. So for now, we're only writing the greeting, and write that in the chat. I'll select some. We'll make a list of them here, and we'll vote on which one is best suited. How would you begin this email greeting Jack? What would you say to him? So I see we have Elena saying, "Dear Mr. Jack." We have also some people saying, "Dear Jack." Could you say, for example, "Hello, Jack"? What else could you say? Would you think we would call him Mr. Jack or Jack? And what would you say? Hello or dear? What would be most appropriate in your situation? Of course, I'll be giving you some advice for the American situation. If I were writing this email, I would just say, "Hello, Jack." "Hello, Jack," or "Hi, Jack." Now, I think I would actually prefer dear now that I think about it. "Dear Jack." "Dear Jack." If it's generally my rule for hello and dear is if it's someone who we don't speak with frequently, we should say dear. And if it's someone we do speak with frequently, I think hello is fine. But perhaps "Dear Jack" kind of accomplishes this tone, yeah, of being polite, professional, but firm a bit more than hello. And I see some people are asking if I can zoom it in. Of course. Let me go ahead and do that, and I'll make this bigger. So I hope it's easier to see now. All right, so "Dear Jack." So how are we going to wish him well? What would you say? How would you wish him well? We need to wish Jack well. What are you going to say? So Adam is asking, isn't it rude or unpolite in your opinion? Adam, what do you mean? Perhaps to say "Dear Jack" or "Hi, Jack"? Which are you speaking of? And guys, how would you greet? How would you say "wish him well"? And I see we have someone joining from India on YouTube. Welcome. Welcome. So Danielle and Elena are saying, "Hope you are doing well." Yeah, good. I think that's correct. I totally agree with you. Okay, so now we can almost start every email this way. This is the easy part. Now what I want you to do is state the purpose of the email. And Alex, I see, is writing a question. Alex is writing, sometimes I see people just write Jack without writing hi or dear. Do you think that comes across as a bit rude? No, I don't. I don't think it comes across as a bit rude. I think it's fine. It just comes to personal preference. I prefer not to write that. Yeah, I'll always write hi or hello or dear. But when I receive an email that just says Warren, comma, I don't think that it's rude at all. So I hope that answers your question. Then I see Apple is also writing, I hope this email finds you well. I also like that. I hope this email finds you well. This is another structure. We haven't used this yet in one of our emails, so let's replace that. And I see that someone on YouTube is writing, I hope you are doing well. Another way we could write that. So let's write our statement of purpose. I gave you the start of the sentence. I want you to complete the sentence. I just wanted to contact you about da 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 da. So, guys, I want you to finish this sentence. How would you finish this sentence? And I realize that the text is still a bit small, so I'm going to make it larger. Hope that helps. So I just wanted to contact you about, and remember, here is our billing situation. How would you finish this sentence? I just wanted to contact you about. So use the chat box write the ending to this sentence, and let's see what kind of sentences we can come up with together. So write these in the chat box now. Make your statement of purpose. And remember, this is a really great sentence beginning. I just wanted to contact you about. We can use this virtually in any email at all. If you email me asking for a copy of this presentation, you could say, I just wanted to contact you about what you mentioned in the class, period. I'd like to have a copy of the presentation. So I see we have Carmen writing, I just wanted to contact you about the bill number 49112 because I just checked and the amount is wrong. Good, good. So for those of you who are just joining, I see some new names in the chat. We're writing an email to a service provider who has sent a bill that is incorrect. So we're asking him about a bill. And this is our situation here. I see we have Liliana and Adam writing about the last bill I received from you. And Liliana is saying about the bill number 49122 in the amount of 5,823. So I think that it's good here if we remember, we always want to take baby steps in our communication. It's better to write sentences that have too little information and encourage our reader to read more than to write sentences that have too much information and make our reader think, I really wish I hadn't opened this email. So I see Virginia is writing about the bill number because it seems the amount is quite higher than usual. I just wanted to contact you with bill number 49, I received recently. So let's take baby steps in our communication. And let's use, I really like, let me connect my mouse here. Who wrote this? About, yeah, good. About bill number, about bill number 49122. I just wanted to contact you about, let's say, about our most recent bill, bill number 49122. Okay, good. So remember, it's better to take baby steps, right? It's better to take baby steps. So I see some more answers coming in. Katerina writes about correction of the bill. Danielle says, I just want to contact you about some possible misunderstanding on our bill 49122. The amount charged for that was unexpected based on what we have been charged in the past. Yeah, so I'm going to make a recommendation. Give less information in your sentences, and that's going to make writing emails easier. Yeah, so sentence 1, I received a problem in the bill. Here's a reference number. Sentence 2, describe the problem, right? Sentence 2, describe the problem. Okay, so let's write sentence 2 together. Sentence 1 says, I just wanted to contact you about our most recent bill, bill number 49122. In sentence 2, we describe the problem. This bill was, you finish the sentence. This bill was, this bill was, so what can you say? This bill was, or you can say, for example, it seems the bill, I like this better. It seems the bill, How could you finish this? So what we want to do is describe the problem in this sentence. Describe the problem, and this is the start of the sentence. It seems the bill, and how could you finish the sentence? So for those of you just joining, we're putting this email together. All participants are writing wonderful answers, and I'm reading them as we get them in to write this email together. And through working together, we're finding the most effective communicative strategies we can use. So sentence 2, we're describing the problem. It seems that the bill, Scrolling through. Good. What could you answer here? What could you say? Now I see Virginia previously wrote, it seems the bill, it seems the amount, right? Good. Virginia from a previous answer has some good ideas. Irina is writing, it seems the bill was issued for an incorrect amount. Erika writes, it seems the bill is higher than usual. Nice job. Carmen is writing, it seems the bill was higher than the latest bills I received before. And then Maite is writing that the bill was higher than expected. Exactly. Good, good. So let's say then here, it seems the bill was issued for an incorrect amount. Good. It seems the bill was issued for an incorrect amount. Good. Now, in our next sentence, we're going to describe the incorrect amount. Yeah? Previously, our bills were for $4,202, but this bill, and how can we finish this sentence? Previously, our bills were for $4,202, but this bill, and if you need the information about exact amounts, you can see it up here at the top of the screen. What can you do to finish that sentence? So previously, we'll say our monthly bills. Previously, our monthly bills were for $4,202, but this bill, how could you finish this sentence? So while you're writing your answers, let's take a look at how our email is sounding. Dear Jack, I hope this email finds you well. I just wanted to contact you about our most recent bill, bill number 49122. It seems the bill was issued for an incorrect amount. And now we're describing the problem. Previously, our monthly bills were for $4,202, but this bill was... Okay, good. So we have some really good answers. Dima writes, appeared to be 5,823. Carmen writes, but this bill is the amount, but on this bill, the amount increases to $5,823. Irina similarly writes, but this bill is for $5,823. Katerina writes, but this bill is higher. Good. I like these answers, but this bill is higher. The last three. Zolst also writes, shows a significant increase. And Daniela writes, but this bill was $1,621 more expensive than the last one. Virginia writes, but this bill is more than $1,500 higher. Yeah, I like also that language when we round the amount. That's also really nice for IELTS Task 1 writing when we have to deal with numbers. It's nice just to round the amount off to an easier to communicate number. Let's see. But this bill shows, let's go with Zolst's answer here. All of your answers are great, guys. Vocally, I've corrected some, but we'll go with Zolst's answer. But this bill shows a significant increase. And we'll put in parentheses $1,621. Good. All right. So now we want to say we received no notice of an increase. And remember that I've suggested some vocabulary here. Reviewing our records, right? So start with that in your sentence. You want to now say that you've received no notice of the increase. You're going to start the sentence with this phrase, reviewing our records comma. So write your answers in the chat box now. Just write the second half of the sentence and let's see what sentence we can put together. So remember, guys, if you'd also like to have a copy of this email, just shoot me a message on italki. I'll send out all of our workshop materials after our class. So if you'd like to have a copy of it, don't worry writing this down very quickly. Also, you can access these live stream classes later on YouTube if you'd like to review anything. They are recorded. The comments on YouTube appear. The comments on our italki page don't appear, but generally I address the person's name and you would know at what point we're addressing your comments. So then let's see, reviewing our records, what could we write? So take a moment to write there in the chat box what you could say, reviewing our records. What we want to communicate to Jack is that we haven't received any kind of notice of any increase, and we want to please ask him we want to make a request, but it's important in this part that we address this bit of the task, that we received no notice about increased rates. So how can you say with the phrase reviewing our records, and you want to communicate that that we haven't actually received a letter, and that's indeed why we are writing this email. So we have a few answers coming in. Carmen writes, I didn't receive any information about bill increases. And Liliana's writing, reviewing our records, we haven't found any notice about increased rates. Great. Let's make an adaptation here. Let's use Liliana. Reviewing our records, we haven't. And I would say instead of find, Liliana, and also Carmen, let's make a merge of your two answers. I would say we haven't received any notice about increased rates. And Liliana, do not apologize for making mistakes. Making mistakes are the most important part for English classes. And remember, when you stop making mistakes, your English teachers stop eating. So please make more mistakes. Always make mistakes in your English classes. All right, so we've got about, 15 minutes left together, guys. Let's make a request, okay? So in this, we're going to say, could you please is how we're going to begin this sentence. Make a request that he does a revision. Start this by saying, could you please? Yeah, could you please? What could you say there? Could you please? So what is it that we want to say? So remember, could you please is a great way, a great effective and polite way of making a request. So what we want to do here is make a request for a revision of our most recent bill to our provider. And of course, since it's our provider, he's on our team. We need to understand this could just be a mistake and he needs to issue a new bill. So what we want to do is request a revision. How could we do that? By starting our sentence with, could you please? So take a moment, write that in the chat box, and then we'll combine your answers to finish up this email. So how could you make a request for a revision using could you please? Write your answers, whether you're joining on YouTube or whether you're joining on italki. Go ahead and let us know. And by the way, for those of you who are just joining, italki has some great news. These live streaming classes have been extended until the end of the month. So you'll be able to join classes from, I believe, from 9 a.m. Yeah, from 9 a.m. to 4:15 p.m. Spanish time. That's GMT +2. Every day next week through Thursday. So Monday through Thursday, we'll be having some classes for you. So double check your calendars and make sure you can join us for classes next week. So I see we have a few answers coming in. Erika says, could you please make a revision and explain me about that? Good, good. Erika, one thing to remember, use the verb do with revision, but even better would be to use the verb revise. So Erika, perhaps you could say, could you please revise this and explain to me what you find? Zulf writes, could you please revise the amount on our most recent bill? Good, good. Carmen says, could you please check my last bill and tell me if it's correct? Liliana is writing, could you please take a look at the, Liliana's writing, could you please take a look at the bill just to ensure that the calculation is correct? Liliana, I really like the second part of your sentence, just to ensure that the calculation is correct. Could you please double check the above mentioned bill? Danielle writes. Irina is saying, could you please check this bill one more time? Good, good. Maite says, check the bill. And could you please review that bill? Good. So I really like what your guys are writing. Could you please revise the amount on our most recent bill, and also especially what what Liliana has written, just to ensure that the calculation is correct. So let's make this together. Could you please? I saw also someone wrote double check. Danielle wrote a double check. Could you please double check this bill? So guys, double check is a phrasal verb for revise, right? Sometimes when we use phrasal verbs, it just sounds friendlier than revise, right? And of course, we do want our tone to be polite, professional, but firm. So I think for this email, we could say double check or revise. Since we worked on phrasal verbs recently, let's use this phrasal verb, or well, verb collocation, I suppose we should say. Could you please double check this bill and bill, and let's use Liliana's second half just to ensure that the calculation is correct. Good. Just to ensure the calculation is correct. Okay, good. So let's take a look at what we've written so far. Dear Jack, I hope this email finds you well. I just wanted to contact you about our most recent bill, bill number 49122. It seems the bill was issued for an incorrect amount. Previously, our monthly bills were for $4,202. This bill shows a significant increase, $1,621. Why don't we here include in our parentheses that this is just the amount higher than previous bills? I think that would be useful. Yeah. Reviewing our records, we haven't received any notice about increased rates. Could you please double check this bill just to ensure that the calculation is correct? Good, good. So now, let's see, we need to move this up a bit. Now let's see if we can finish this email. So how can we say, for example, like, I need a response? Yesterday in our emailing workshop, we learned a really polite way to say, like, responds, yeah? Any ideas? Who can remember that? Or how are some other ways that we can say, I need a response? Yeah, I need a response. Write that in the chat box now. Let's see if anyone remembers. Let's see if anyone remembers what we learned yesterday for how we can say, necesito que me respondas. Yeah, or I need you to respond to me in a very polite way. Who can remember that? And what would you write? If you can't remember what we learned yesterday as a way to say, please respond to me, then just write what you would look for, what you would write. So I see we have Liliana and Zulst writing in. I'll keep an eye out for your confirmation. I'm looking forward to your reply. I think those are two great, great answers. Let's just combine those. Gracia also is correctly writing. Looking forward to hearing from you. Good, good, okay. So let's combine these answers I'll keep an eye out for your reply. Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for your reply. Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for your reply. Okay, wonderful. So now we're ready to finish our email. Just going to delete some of this text so that we have enough room. How could we finish our email? So we need to sign off. What would be a polite way to sign off that's polite and professional? Polite and professional. How would you sign off? Would you say yours truly? Would you say best regards? Would you say best cheers? Would you say kind regards? What would you say in order to sign off? So I see a lot of people are writing best regards, kind regards, regards, yours sincerely. I think best regards is always a universally appropriate business email salutation, a way to sign off, a way of saying goodbye. No one is going to see this as too personal. No one is going to see this as unkind. I think this is the best one you can use. Best regards. We're going to say best regards, Daniel. Good. Okay, guys, let's take a look at our email. Dear Jack, I hope this email finds you well. I just wanted to contact you about our most recent bill, bill number 49122. It seems the bill was issued for an incorrect amount. Previously, our monthly bills were for $4,202, but this bill shows a significant increase, $1,621 higher than the previous bills. Reviewing our records, we haven't received any notice about increased rates. Okay, excellent. So this is a great paragraph. Remember, we always need to state the purpose of our email, yeah? And let the person know why we are emailing them. Following our paragraph where we give our statement of purpose, we need to make a request. And we can always make a request by using this language. Could you please, followed by an action, could you please double check this bill just to ensure the calculation is correct? I'll keep an eye out for your reply. Best regards, Daniel. And I see some people are asking, why do we say best regards? And we'll get to that question in just a moment. We'll finish out with that. If you have any other questions about email or email etiquette, we have a few minutes left, just 3 minutes. So write your questions now so that I have enough time to answer them. While you're writing your last questions, let me just let you know, if you'd like a free copy of these materials, just send me a message through my italki profile, which is linked here, italki.com/communicate. And today I'll be sending out copies of the phrasal verb workshop presentation, as well as the presentation we saw today. If anyone would also like the IELTS presentation, we can give you that. As well as this document with this email number 4, as well as the 3 previous emails we've written. So if you'd like to have a copy of these materials, just send me a message. You can click on my profile with my name linked in the schedule for today, or you can go to italki.com/communicate. So I see some of you are asking, why are we writing best regards with a capital B and a capital R? And that's just because when we finish and we close an email, as well as a letter, we should write dear with a capital D. We should write best regards with a capital B and R. It's just the rule. That's what we should do. If we say yours sincerely, we should write the S as well with a capital S. So for everyone who's joined us today, thanks so much for your time. That'll be all from me for today. This is our last class of the week, but don't worry, we're going to continue these lessons in our next week's sessions, Monday through Thursday. So make sure that you have time to join us then. Keep an eye on the schedule online. And as always, guys, thanks for joining us. Let's also give a big thanks to Jeffrey. Jeffrey, thanks so much for all you do. Jeffrey is running the scenes, has been doing this all month, running the behind the scenes aspect. So it would not be without a great studio team that we would be able to do this. So guys, if you'd like to do some more email practice, keep up the practice. You can book a lesson with me. Just check out my profile. For any new students, you can take your first lesson at a reduced rate. It's only $10 to take your first lesson. And we can speak more about what you're looking to improve on, how I can help you, and also do some practice together. And then for those of you who wish to continue emailing practice, that's also a service you'll find in my italki profile. So guys, stay tuned. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, stay smart, and bye for now. Take care.